It's like, hey, why are you just leaving us hanging here?
Would have been nice to know.
Welcome back to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. On tonight's episode, turns out Freddie Mercury did have a secret life. Netflix saves Sesame Street and will allow us to re-obsess over the Ocean Gate disaster and the Harry Potter Golden Trio casting announcement. Stick around because your fandom awaits. Of God, fantasies. Welcome back to the place where we think all the deep thoughts about all the shallow things. It is New Comic Book Day, and this is the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. My name is Pablo Romero Estevez. If this is your first time joining us, we're going to talk and nerd-splain all the things and podcasts about it until we have all been put below the ground and turned into worm food. We take the weekly geeky zeitgeist and make it accessible and digestible. Deep dive into the latest movies, TVs, gaming, comics, or whatever thing the internet nerds are fighting about now, and nerd-splain it. So no nerdy background necessary to hang out. Whether you're a total newbie or a level 99 pop culture wizard, myself and panel nerd-splainers have a PhD in pop culture in order to be your geeky guides to discovering what nerd you really are. So welcome to the gateway to all things nerdy. No gatekeeping allowed. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. Studio audience.
That's not me.
No. This week, my panel of nerd-splainers.
You're a rascal.
My grandmasters of geekery, my continuity crusaders, walking wikis, pop culture senseis, dorky devotees, the Nerdcast Council. To my left, poisoned by bad sushi, but still here, the Patrick Swayze of our show.
What the fuck? The worst one yet.
There's a Don'ty out here, but she is a Diddy. Live.
Okay.
Julian King. I told you I was going to use that. Who said that line? You're a Diddy, but he's a Don'ty.
You're asking me?
Yeah, who said that? To my right, running the decks. Now it's not Ty, or if it was Ty, you'd be like, "Damn, Ty, you've changed. You look a little different."
Yeah, its eyes changed completely.
Back in the building, running the decks, has the decks behind us. The king of the monsters behind him as well. Tommy Jeff is in the building. No Ty today. He's doing photo things. That Ty photography handle is not
Photo thing.
Yeah, that's not just some fucking handle on social media. He's living it. He's out there actually doing the thing that his handle says, Ty photography. He didn't die. Still alive, taking photos of people, possibly stealing their souls through photos.
Most likely.
Because that's more than likely what photos will do.
Right.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We took a week off.
Yeah. Well, you guys took we took a week off. I've been gone for 5 weeks?
Tommy Jeff, you've been gone for a long time, dude.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back.
It's good to see your face.
Yeah.
I told you that. I'm like, I need my dose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We missed you, brother.
Yeah, I missed y'all too.
You didn't even send us any pictures of the sauce or nothing.
No deep dish photos or anything to share with us, or
I'll be honest, this last trip into Chicago, I don't think I got pizza.
No pasta? No pasta making going on?
No.
Well,
he's handling
fine.
real world things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yuck. Reality. Yuck.
Well, no food photos.
Ugh.
No food photos. I know. I am all about the food when I go there.
Yeah.
And I do send a ton of photos of the food.
Yeah. Well, thanks for thinking.
It's the best part. It's the best part about Chicago. It's so great. No, my best friend got married, so that was the main reason why I was there, and it was just a lot of fun. The time also just kind of flew by. It was kind of great.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
According to Katie, you just stopped by to pee and run.
Yeah. So, Katie, Mike, I love you both so deeply. I was running around because my best friend was getting married. So I had drove to Chicago and I had like drove with what I thought was my full like suit and everything and bow tie and all that. And I did not. I forgot my bow tie. I forgot a belt. I forgot. So I had to do like all leading up to the wedding, all of my last minute shopping. And let me just tell you, finding stuff last minute is hard.
It's terrible. It's the worst thing. I'm not trying to assign some sort of weird gender bias to it, but I feel like as a man, we're a little bit more limited on options for what you can wear for formal wear, unless you're going to fucking spend astronomical amounts of money and then doing it last minute as well.
Oh my God.
You guys don't know how to dress things up, dress them down?
Well, it gives me a lot of anxiety. And I have no idea what anything you just said means.
So
go to H&M.
Okay.
Well, so like my issue is finding a belt is easy to find to a degree, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But like there's a lot of truth to what you said with that, Pablo. Like if you are not wearing women's clothes or clothes designed for women, the gender of women, it is very hard to find clothes on a whim because every store has the largest section of women's favorite clothing and has a really small section for it. I don't like wearing ties, but I love wearing bow ties. And everyone wears ties. So finding a bow tie is really hard. So I was like going in and out of like Marshalls, TJ Maxx's.
The bow ties.
I went to like Bonds. I love bow ties.
All right.
Yeah, I can see that. I love it. I love that for you.
I do. I love that for you.
I will share pictures with you guys.
Finally.
So I was like in and out of like Vons, Macy's, and all morning long. The day of the wedding. Vons is okay. So there's it's like Von Mar. It's called Von Mar.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if y'all know what that is, but just shorthand is Vons, not the grocery store, y'all.
Yeah.
But I was in and out of all of this, and I was like, damn it, where do you get a bow tie that's not $1 million? And then all of a sudden, like Men's Warehouse spawned in my head. And the closest one was in a town called Wheaton. And I was like, this is nowhere near St. Charles where I have to go, but it's the only one convenient on the way. And then it put me literally right outside of Mike and Katie's like home. Because I was like driving past there to get to St. Charles. And I was like, damn it, I really have to go to the bathroom, like really bad. And I was like, yo, Katie, are you guys home? Like, and like they responded. I was like,
Mike and Katie, by the way, who supporters of the show and friends of Tommy Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I stopped in, and normally when I stop by, I'm usually there for a little bit of time. I was there for like a split second. Like if you blinked, I was gone. So I am very sorry about that. I appreciate you two so much. Thank you.
That was it. You're just like, hey.
Literally went in, said hi, talked for I think 30 seconds.
Did you put the toilet seat down when you left?
Mike and Katie can let you know because I do not remember.
Did you sprinkle around the seat? They're like, you sprinkled around the seat.
I will say this. My outfit matched their bathroom.
Nice.
So it worked out, you know. But
well,
it was good.
Lovely.
Tommy Jeff, that brings me. There's a perfect segue. It's like, what did you learn? This is a show all about learning, folks.
Pack a bag.
So it sounds like you had what did you learn this week from all that?
Well, I mean, that was a little while ago, right?
Okay,
no. So actually, for what I learned,
Tommy Jeff always gets 2.
Okay, yeah. Well, you do because you're coming back.
Yeah. So what? Okay. Remember how I texted the group chat? Remind me about stuck or something like that.
Oh yeah, and we were all like, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll talk about this on the podcast. Okay, so
stuck and stuck,
but it's not stuck and stuck. It's like it's stuck and stuck.
Wait. Let's make this official really quick. This is a segment called "What Did We Learn This Week?" There it is. Okay.
Nice.
I'm learning.
Tommy Jeff's running the decks. Yeah. All right.
I'm good with the cameras to a degree.
You're killing
when it comes to the soundbirds.
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 That's so cute.
Yeah. It's the soundbirds. Forever gonna be called soundbirds.
That's it.
Okay, but stuck and stuck, right? Like, did y'all? Okay, y'all grew. Okay, so
take a deep breath.
I tried to think of how to start this.
If this ends in a dad joke,
I will.
I'm jumping
leave.
over these decks. Yeah.
All right. So stuck and stuck. I grew up saying backstory first. I was driving to Atlanta right? When I was on a phone call with some people and I was getting made fun of because I said stuck instead of stuck, and they're like, "Stuck's not a word." And they're like dogging on it.
STOOK.
Yeah, like essentially STOOK.
He got stuck.
Yeah, he got stuck. Like you stuck it in the wall. Like you stuck it in the outlet. You stuck it in them. You stuck it like whatever.
Right. Okay.
Right?
It makes sense when you do it with the accent. It makes sense.
Yeah, like you stuck it in
your
them.
last example was you stuck it in them. Yeah.
Where was
with the accent, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like you stuck it in them, and like, I stuck it in over there. Like it's just over there. Like I stuck it in the wall. Like like you're talking about a charger. I stuck it in the wall.
Yeah.
I stuck it in the fridge. Like it's over there in the fridge. Like you put it in, you stuck it in there. Like whatever. They were making fun of me on this phone call while I was driving to Atlanta. I hung up and I called Katie, and I was like, Katie, because she is the one who I go off on tangents about linguistics. And I have learned that stuck is not an official word.
STOOK.
Yeah.
Yeah, STOOK. Stuck is not an official word. It is literally just put and stuck.
Yeah.
And I do not agree with this. Like it is like stuck is the past tense of stuck, which is the past tense of put.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
So
I get it. But we all have weird things that we say from where we're
is that a Chicago thing though? Is that like something?
It has to be.
Chicagans?
Because everyone that I talked to in Chicago about this
versus stuck.
Yeah, everyone I talked to in Chicago about this says stuck. Like instead of stuck. But like it means stuck. Like you stuck it in there, right? You stuck it in the wall to charge, you stuck it in the fridge, you stuck it in the pantry. And then but
I don't know how often I say the word stuck unless I'm like actually stuck somewhere. I'm stuck.
Yeah.
What would you say? I'm stuck in the wall.
I'm stuck in the wall.
I know what you're saying. Like, you would say like I got stuck in the wall. Like I got stuck over there. I got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. I got stuck.
I wouldn't say I got stuck in traffic
because that sounds crazy.
Yeah, like
even with the accent, doesn't sound right. But we all have stuff like that, right? Because in Idaho they say crick, so I grew up saying crick instead of creek.
Oh.
It's like milk and milk.
Oh, I'm sure that you guys don't have anything else weird.
I'm from New Orleans. You don't have to tell me.
Bro, there's a whole video I sent.
I didn't have to watch the video to know that he said pencil.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you said. I don't know. Yeah,
I know because it's like Earl. It's like oil was like Earl, foil was furl and stuff like that. Like,
water.
There's like a random R in there. Yeah, furl.
Like it's absolutely.
But then you could say chapatulas. And there was also another video where somebody was talking about the way that people from New Orleans say baby. You go baby.
Oh yeah.
No, not baby. Baby.
It goes up on the end.
Yeah. And that's just apparently a New Orleans way. I never realized. I'm like, oh, I guess that is a New Orleans way to say baby. Baby, go baby.
Yeah.
Say baby. I don't know. I would say making groceries. Okay.
Making groceries. Yeah, making groceries. I mean, like that sounds weird, but it sounds right too.
It also, I think you guys have made fun of the way I say orange sometimes. Or
orange? I mean, like people make fun of the way I say my O's and my A's.
Yeah, me too. Because in Idaho, people say like I know my best friend always makes fun of me for how I say pillow. Is it pillow?
Well, do you say milk or milk?
Milk.
As in pillow?
Yeah, pillow.
Did you pillow
with an E?
Yeah. There's something else, pen or Jen.
For the longest time, I would say Disney instead of Disney.
Yeah, so
Disney.
Oh my God, the Forrest Gump. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's Disney.
Yeah, Jenny.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I stuck it.
Yeah,
stuck.
Well, it's like where we grew up and how they say things.
But you're also saying that stuck as in the past tense for put. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yes.
No, but
like
I don't
instead
think...
of stuck, it's stuck.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that you're saying
like it's stuck. Yeah, like.
But you're saying that you never say stuck.
No, that's the thing though. Like I do say stuck.
Oh.
I just always. Okay,
assume.
I learned that stuck is not the past tense of stuck because stuck is already the past tense.
Oh, you just
that was the part of it. Like that was the biggest thing. I had always thought.
What?
No, yeah.
Tommy Jeff, you're trying to be a lawyer right now.
You're one of the smartest people I know.
You're one of the smartest people.
So you got me all fucked up right now.
Yeah, you got me
Tauch.
stuck on that. For real.
Education aside, you still learn
What you learn.
Yeah, you still learn what you learn when you learn
But
it.
somebody taught you.
Because I'm not in a courtroom going
he got
arguing.
Oh shit! I'm glad you learned that now.
I'm so happy.
I will 100%.
But now
be
it's
in
on
front
the
of a
internet,
judge
so-
saying stuck.
Yeah. You'd be like Joe Pesci, just like Utes
Yeah,
guys.
but like that. Okay, yeah, that was the whole purpose of like this alert. This like what I learned. I learned that stuck is not the proper past tense for stuck because stuck is already the past tense for put, which I had already understood that, but I didn't understand that stuck couldn't also have a past tense. And this is coming from someone with an English degree.
Wow, thank God for that.
Oh my gosh, you have an English degree? Answering Troy in chat. Yes, Diddy still does have food poisoning. She threatened to post my text messages that
Yeah. And I will.
because she was like, can we just, I'm just not feeling great, can we skip it tonight? And I was like, what, you're too sick to sit around and talk?
Yeah, you said suck it up, Diddy. Take a Tums, take a Pepto. And I was like, I don't think you understand. I'm fucking dying.
That's a really good learn, Tommy Jeff. I'm glad you didn't hit the courtroom with Stook.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
super
probably
happy
be
for
in
you.
a courtroom not thinking about it because it's just how I talk.
You're gonna say it. I hope you do.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Yeah,
my client
stuck
got
it in her.
Stop it.
You got stuck in a real bad situation, okay?
Yes, we did. So with that, Diddy, what'd you learn?
I don't know.
You had a lot of learns, Diddy.
What I learned.
We've been talking.
Remind me.
I don't remember.
You don't remember either.
I write down my bits.
I don't. My issue is I don't write them down myself.
I've
How
lately
they expected to write them down? I didn't even take pictures this week.
You didn't. I genuinely started a new note. That's just my little notes. That is literally now just a what did I learn? By the way, now I have a list.
I have been telling
Fucking
myself
nerd.
to make that same list for myself in my phone.
Yeah.
And I cannot be bothered.
Yeah.
Tommy
For
Jeff
the
drinking a
life of
White
me.
Claw, by the
Yeah,
way.
damn.
I am not drinking a White Claw. I'm drinking a Waterloo.
Okay.
How is this?
All right.
Damn.
Dang it.
Anyways, Pablo, what did you learn?
Did you learn?
What?
You learned things.
What?
What'd you learn this week?
Well, don't eat at random sushi places.
Yeah, I mean, you have a pretty good.
That's a big one.
Was it a gas station sushi
No,
by chance?
I looked up reviews and it had a lot of reviews. Somebody called it a hidden gem.
Oh,
But
it sure was hidden about something.
Did you look at the
how many reviews there were and how many stars and everything? And I read a lot of reviews.
No, but did you? I always look at the pictures too. Did you look at the photos? Everything.
Yeah, I looked at the photos.
So-
It was cute, like little. It was like a Hayao Miyazaki theme in there. They had a bunch of Hayao Miyazaki stuff all over
You
the
gonna
walls.
call out whoever food poisoned you now? Well, let's
I won't say their name.
say their name and
Say-
just give their
I mean, we can
address.
say
I
their
don't. To be
name.
honest,
Do we?
I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you just came off a 4-day.
So Pablo
Memorial-
and I went to our family reunion for
Mm.
Memorial Day weekend. It was 4 days long, 3 days of just. Well, you were a day late.
I was in Disney World and we flew back. Our flight got delayed 2 hours. We flew back. We slept. We repacked for camping and did a few little quick things and went right to camping.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I look tan as fuck now though. And I'm looking at myself on the camera. I'm like, damn, look at,
Yeah, you got
look at
some-
this fucking Florida tan I got right now.
You
The
got some
saturation
sun.
of the camera.
Yeah.
Not the no, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. You did probably get tan.
I was like, damn, I look tan. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. So we went. You went for
So it was-
what? 2 days.
Yeah,
You went
so
2 days. I
Sunday
went 4
and
days.
Monday. Yeah. 4
Mm.
days, that would have been epic.
It was a lot. It's
I missed out on the shot plank.
Oh, that shot plank was crazy.
I
I
was-
didn't do it though. The whole weekend I only took like 2 shots, so I was very proud of myself. Don't look at me like that. That's how many I
Child.
did.
Still a child.
What? I'm just
She
pacing
took-
myself
she took
because you have to
more
drink
shots than
all
I
Yeah,
did.
day.
you have to drink all day
Like-
outdoors.
You
without-
literally have to drink all day. If you don't have a beer in your hand, they're like, "What the fuck?" They're crazy.
I think that's what's cool too about family reunions. That's the one place where you can drink safely. I think around large groups
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, because you always have someone to take care of you.
Yeah,
but you also have
look out for
everyone.
you.
But it was very weird for me that because I drink IPAs and I was drinking light beer the entire time.
I love that statement
I was
so much.
Literally drinking light beer.
Did that make a difference? What IPA has a higher alcohol intake?
Yes.
Where's beer guy Ty? Damn it!
I'm the beer guy. Listen. Well, no, I know because the first night we were there, I was drinking IPAs like they were damn Coors Lights. Okay, and I was
toasty.
Yeah, I went to bed like this, like. Got to get into that camper that's like this big. Not wake up my nephew or my dad. Like, oh shit! Like Hook is still on the TV, just playing. I'm like, guess we're falling asleep with that. Don't know how to turn it off. So Hook, I didn't know how to turn it off the entire weekend. Hook was just playing in my trailer. Everyone was coming in my trailer to watch Hook.
I love that. That's, by the way, I saw that.
No, we love that. It was very funny.
I'm glad that.
So yeah, I don't know what I learned. I think
you learned that you could pace yourself by switching from IPAs
to light beers. Because I did. I lasted way longer.
But I love that's like the scene. Have you ever seen Observe and Report or whatever? Like, so Seth Rogen plays as like
mall Blart.
Yeah.
Cop.
No, it's much darker than Paul Blart. It's
I've heard.
It's a dark comedy on it, but there's one scene where because his mom's like this like insane alcoholic, like
sick,
naked screaming on the couch. Night terror alcoholic, like it gets the movie's pretty dark, but I don't even know if that's a scene in the movie. I don't know, but
what?
But
naked screaming. That sounds very specific.
But there's like a scene where she sits him down like very seriously, and she's like, I know I haven't been like present or a good parent. I've been stuck in my addiction and alcohol and stuff, and I just have to tell you something. Just like I need a change, and I'm gonna make that change for you. And he's like, you're gonna quit drinking, and she's like, I'm switching to beer. I can knock those back all day and still keep my shit together.
That's funny. That's funny.
So instead of drinking like beer, it's like I'm switching to beer. So,
yeah, but it is true. And light beer is.
Like you're like I cut down from instead of the 9 IPAs, I had 16 light beer.
It was probably something like that. To be honest. Yeah, because they're crazy.
Drink more light beers.
What?
You can definitely drink the more.
Well, yeah, but I was pacing myself. I was being good, but I just, you end up being up from like 9 a.m. to like 2 a.m. every single day.
It just, what the problem is? There's a fire,
and then you sleep on a match on a freaking pad this big on top of plywood.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. It was like, but it's like whatever. It's still like better than I don't know.
What am I complaining about? But I'm just saying, I'm just saying that I'm in pain. And then I got food poisoning.
It's not a comfortable sleep.
I feel rough right now, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did not want to come. I'm here. Day. What? Happy Memorial Day.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
That's how Diddy honored the troops by
getting blasted.
Isn't that how the troops would do it?
With my family.
They made these sacrifices so I could make the sacrifice of sleeping in the crappy RV.
Yeah. That's so fucked up.
What?
Our family always has the reunion on Memorial Day because it's a long weekend in the summer.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. I married into the family, and I also missed that photo too. The married into the family photo.
You guys miss all the photos.
I missed everything. It's the shot plank was what I was most. They
would have busted that out.
No, I caught everybody. I saw everybody, and I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm married into this family. So
I don't know what time or day you got there. I just know that you were there.
Let's just say, you were already probably 16 light beers in.
How dare you? Don't ever talk about it again.
I love that.
Yeah, it was fun though. We had a lot of fun until the food poisoning. That was that.
Tell us the name of the restaurant right now.
I don't remember.
It was in Huntington Beach.
Don't do it. It's called Die.
DYE.
And I did die.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah, DAI.
DAI sushi.
Yeah.
Die Sushi.
Don't do this.
Yeah. Die Sushi on 16492 Beach Boulevard, Suite 4, Westminster, California, 92683.
This is
fucking like just doxing them like that?
That's
crazy because it could have been just a bad day for them.
This is like a Pablo thing now because he did this with
He
that
did
bar
the LA
in Civic,
and LA, yeah.
with the terrible Baja Blast and the flat beers and
Yeah.
everything like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Tap room or whatever, and was
You
in
can't
Chile.
keep doing that, Pablo.
I'm just wondering if that's the location where you might have
is that
gotten
the
food
location?
poisoning.
That is it.
Sushi is
a hit or miss, but you gotta really know if it's a miss. Like
I'm gonna hunt. I'm gonna avoid this, but I'll tell you. But they also have 4.6 stars and have 335.
That's
reviews.
what I'm saying. But
so
it was not good.
I'm on a hunt.
4.6 isn't bad for.
It's not bad
for a sushi place.
I'm on a hunt for a good sushi place because I've discovered the best sushi place I've ever been to in my life, and it's not even in California. And I thought we were supposed to be known for sushi.
Oh, we're talking about the one in Chicago,
ones.
right?
No, I'm talking about Rock and Sake in New Orleans, baby.
No. You gotta go to Sushi Taku in Chicago. Sushi Taku in Chicago. Oh, bro.
Look, here's why.
Both of those places sound fucking
Here's
bad.
why you're wrong.
No. You're wrong because you haven't had mine, and you will understand.
Man, fight.
Rock and Sake in New Orleans not only is high-end quality fucking sushi, but it's got that New Orleans soul and flavor that you're not going to see in any other part of the planet.
Okay.
Tommy Jeff, okay?
I mean,
so, but they have a roll, dang it, and I wish I could see their menus. They have a roll called like the Voodoo Queen. Dude, oh my.
Is it all about that voodoo?
Bro, I feel like they did put some sort of voodoo on it, and I'm trying to find it right here. It's in Metairie.
See, my favorite roll.
The Metairie?
It's in Old Metairie.
My favorite roll at Sushi Taku is just called Fire Phoenix. It's got the perfect amount of heat. It's got all the salmon you want and all the other goodies. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, they're here. Okay, so there's a purple ninja and a voodoo queen, and the voodoo queen is panko fried salmon, jalapeno.
Can you not?
Avocado, spicy tuna, jalapeno, sweet chili mayo.
Why are you doing this to me?
I'm sorry. Green onions and pork flakes and nori rice.
No,
all right.
No, I'm seriously, but no, you're pissing me off. I just told the story how I got wicked food poisoning, threw up till 6 a.m. You're gonna read the ingredients of a sushi roll?
Well, this is not just any sushi roll.
Knock it off. Okay. Knock it off.
So, Pablo,
what'd you learn?
What'd you learn this week?
I learned something at the family reunion, actually.
Okay.
Ooh,
I learned
that Diddy will drink light beer.
That Diddy will drink light beer. I didn't notice. Yeah, you were drinking. Everybody is hung up on those like Oros or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you, I was going to everybody's ice chest and just finding what was in there. So whatever light beer it was. But so like I was drinking those Oros. They're Modelo Oros. Like it's not something new or weird.
Okay. It's I don't know.
What is it?
I feel like I was catching shit for the
is.
White Claws, but I don't know. It's the same.
Enough.
That one had 3 grams of carbs, and I know the White Claws had 2 grams of carbs.
Oh.
So I learned about. Have you guys seen this? This is the internet's new obsession.
Oh, okay. Because you literally would not tell me
about Labubus.
And then Kaysen tried to give me his.
Yeah. Kaysen and Cormac, shout out to them. I got it direct from the source, from the streets.
Yeah,
from this Gen Alpha kids here, like straight up owners of Labubus out there in the schoolyards.
I'm actually so interested.
This
he would not tell me because like our little cousin busted it out. And I was like, holy shit, like I see these everywhere now. What are they? Like, what's the deal?
Listen, this is the new Beanie Baby.
Yeah, fine.
Like, there's no
Funko Pop.
Yeah, we're fine. I get it. I just wanted to know the lore. And then he found out the lore and he wouldn't tell me. And I was like,
the lore either. You know the lore?
Well, now he does.
I got the lowdown, bro. I'm kind of a Labubu expert now.
Yes. And he would refuse to tell me. And he was like, no, we're saving it.
Well, what stopped you from looking it up?
Yeah.
No, because I have before, and everyone's just like,
what stopped you from using Google?
Yeah, like
let me Google. Do you think I could have operated a phone?
Do you know?
Probably not.
Touche. Yeah.
Tell me.
So Kaysen, they gave me some info, and then I did a little bit more of even a deeper dive. But
that picture you have of it just makes me think of a really creepy Care Bear.
Yeah, it's weird,
it's
right?
Scary Care Bear.
So they're not meant to be scary. They're meant to be playful. They're like little.
They're nice demons.
That is such a menacing smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mischievous smile, right? It's the story originated from a character from the book called The Monsters. It's a series by Hong Kong-born artist Kai Zing Lung. And in 2015, it was inspired by Nordic folklore and the mythology that Lung enjoyed during his childhood. But the Labubus gained wider recognition in 2019 after Pop Mart. For you Pop Mart folks out there, if you don't know what Pop Mart is, just check out popmart.com. Pop Mart, P-O-P, Mart. Shop Smart, S-Smart. It's a toy company known for blind box collections, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my kids are obsessed with blind boxes, and that's also the lure, like the appeal of Labubus. They're blind bags. Like, you don't know what's in it. There's ratios. There's like, hey, out of every 10 Labubus, you may get this one. It's pretty common. Or if you open 100 Labubus, you may find one, like of this one or whatever it may be. So people go crazy. They're collectible items. And they basically partnered with Lung to create this Labubu series. So basically, but I'll tell you, Cormac and Kaysen gave me the breakdown because they were basically telling me there's also like knockoffs. They're so popular.
Lafufus
are the knockoffs. And they're like, the Labubu specifically, and even one of the articles that I pulled up would talk about, they're like, yeah, the Labubus have 9 teeth, the Lafufus have 8 teeth. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're counting the teeth on this thing. I pulled up an article from
Tracy just said, "Oh, we love you guys. We're all watching."
Oh, no.
Sorry, Kaysen. Sorry, Cormac. We're cussing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put the kids to bed, y'all. We're cursing on the show.
Why is there swearing?
Yeah. Oh, no. But yeah, these Labubus, basically, they're pretty hard to buy, apparently. Now, super popular. Let's see. I went through about them being known as the newest collection is called Big Into Energy. And on the site, it's described as a vibrant and emotionally rich series that encapsulates different types of energy experienced in our daily lives. So they're really putting a lot of thought into the Labubus, by the way. And what makes the collection different, apparently, is there's new amber colorways. So I'm sure they have a colorist on payroll. Pretty interesting. The craziest part is Labubus, depending on how you're buying them, like they can range anywhere from like $16 if you're quick enough to get them. And I think they were saying these were $60 a pop.
Yeah. And Kaysen he tried to give me his. He's like, so sweet. Kid, yeah. And I was like, no, you keep it. And he was like, oh. And I'm like, no. And he was like, he bought it with his own money. So I was like, you keep it.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Yeah, that is nice. That's such a sweet gesture from him.
I know.
Pop Mart just opened up their 4th store somewhere like in Texas, and they had a line out the place for the Lafubu,
the Labubus.
The Labubus.
Watch yourself.
And it was like a mile-long line.
Yeah,
and
people are freaking out.
People were lining up, and like they weren't supposed to be lining up, but it was too many people, so they just stopped. But yeah. It was like outside of Houston or Austin, one of those two cities.
Animals.
They're selling up to, according to Variety, they're selling up to $700 on the resale market.
Oh my God.
And it's like, but there's also like,
hey,
influencers.
I should have taken Kaysen. Thank you, Kaysen. No, I would have, if I would have accepted that, I would have
as much as he
does.
I
would have kept it forever, but he paid with it for his own, money, and it's his.
It's his.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have appreciated it.
I would listen to me. There's one person that appreciates a stuffed animal, a nice demon.
Yeah,
it's your girl.
A Nordic mischievous. Yeah, it is a nice demon.
That sounds like something that I would own already.
Yeah,
somebody
it does. It does sound like you would own this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Storm. Ryan Storm's. This dude's always on the cutting edge. I need to get him on the podcast at some point. But like, he was posting them a lot, and I'm like, man, if Storm's just posting, this is a big deal in the collectibles world. But yeah, like. I'm showing Diddy some images. I have this one image pulled up here, but like, look, buy now, $134 for this Labubu Flip With Me.
That's when he tried. That's when he.
Yeah, that's $68.
It's
Labubu's tasty macaroon pendant, lychee berry colored Labubu.
My God,
$68.
Yeah, people buy a bunch of these and bring them into work to open together as like a cult thing.
No way, is that a thing now at work?
Yeah, people do it at work.
A cult thing?
Yeah, they'll open it in one of the nooks, and like they'll have like 6 of them, and they'll open them all. It's kind of crazy. It's like a cult thing because there's like it's the same.
Are you saying cult?
Cult.
Oh,
cult.
Yeah, culty.
Yeah, it's culty.
I wasn't catching the T at the end, so I thought you were like, it's a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is a cool thing if you're into it. Like, I'm not dogging on it, but like, yeah,
I'm dogging on it. It's ridiculous. Look.
I was into the BB.
Don't say
Beanie Baby.
Okay.
Beanie
I thought you were about to.
I don't know what I was.
I don't know
saying
where this
Warp.
podcast was heading.
I
I was
was
like,
over
you were
Beanie
into the
Baby.
what? If there was a C coming after that statement, I was gonna say the wrong time to talk about this time. If we can dive into it, if
I
you
mean,
want
yeah,
to.
we can dive into that. No, I was in the Beanie Baby scene in the 90s. Like, I
No, I
that
don't
was
get
my
there. I
thing.
don't know what you're talking
They're
about.
good.
Yeah,
You were into the Beanie Babies.
I was.
I
So
have-
like, I can't dog on any of this. I still have
I have a
some.
thousand
Like, I
Funko
love
Beanie
Pops.
Babies.
I love Funko Pops. It's funny because we did some renovations here in the Deep Issues Nerdcast studio, and we got insulation, but I had to pull a bunch of stuff down. And I have like a lot of the original Funko Pops.
It's cool in here.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, and then
We're
there's-
not.
Well, no, you're like also
I
behind.
bring it under the fan.
Yeah, you're under that cool.
I run
little-
hot.
That's not a fan.
Whatever it is.
That's an air.
AC?
That's an air circulator.
Okay.
Okay. Vornado, American made
Oh.
American made product, by the way. Yeah, the Labubu, I'm fascinated by it. I love the Funko. I'm just like, I can't get into another thing like this, especially if it's
one.
such a toss up. Part of it's like, I feel like I'm gambling a little bit, like with the blind box. Gwen and Finn are so into the blind box things, though. Like anytime that's an option, they're like, I get it. It is exciting.
Yeah.
If
The
I'm
same way
gonna-
opening trade. I mean, Pokemon cards.
I was just
right?
gonna say, if I'm
Mm.
gonna be doing something that's blind,
Yeah.
I'm buying a pack of Pokemon.
I'm buying
cards. I'm buying a box
cards.
of them. I'm opening up those 36 packs.
Yeah.
Where I'm.
So that's what I'm saying. I just have my weird collectible blind
Already.
box, thing where
Can't get into it.
can't get in. I'm buying comic books here. It's getting out of control. We're trying to give comics away still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
need to actually follow through with that. You know.
We do.
At some point. But thank you, Kason and Cormac, for giving us
Yes.
the rundown on
Absolutely.
Labubus.
Shout out to Case and Cormac for giving us the
They're
Labubu-
watching right now.
the Labubu rundown.
Yes.
Sorry for cursing so
Sorry
much.
for cursing.
Sorry.
We love you.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy I learned all of this now because now I understand more about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's got 9 teeth.
it's got nine, unless it's a knockoff, and it's a Lafufu baby.
And then it's
What's a
got 8.
Lafufu baby?
But also like the new thing too is like the craze is like there's like a Labubu with one little like colored tooth.
Oh.
So like that's a thing now too, is like some of the colored tooth Labubus. Yeah, I don't know. I mean I love collectibles, so I'm not gonna yuck anybody else's yum. I could.
I don't like that
But I won't.
expression.
What?
You don't want
I
to.
don't like that expression.
You don't like yucking someone's yum. I mean, why don't you like that? I love that expression.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like the yuck.
The yes, the
Too many
yes,
yas.
the ks and the ums.
Ugh.
So it's just a linguistic thing.
Yeah.
Nah.
Cool.
think so.
You need a certain accent to do it. Got it. I don't know. We got to
I
find
don't know
it.
if I like the movie.
We're not journalists, but we do keep our ears. That's always the best thing is having that segues. The segues just work.
Mhm.
We're not journalists. We keep our ears to the nerdy streets. Sometimes read the articles, sometimes read the headlines. Most of the times, it's just all our social media feeds. This is news and stuff. Y'all want to start off with some good news?
Oh man.
Or do you
There's
want to
a
start
Pokemon-
off with some bad news?
Nintendo announced a Pokemon Direct at the end of June 22nd.
Yeah, new Pokemon game.
Direct. No Pokemon Direct.
Okay,
More
well,
Pokemon information, bro. So excited for this.
well, now Nerd's-plain, please, sir.
Oh, so Pokemon Nintendo does directs, and then like also does
What
them
is
for
a direct?
Pokemon.
I'm sorry, because I don't even know.
So Nintendo directs are like how the Nintendo Switch 2 got announced, and what Nintendo does to announce video games.
Okay, actually, really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, and I feel like there's controversy around that now all games on the new Switch 2 are going to be licensed. You're not really owning a game. Even the cartridges are just a download code in theory.
So normally I am far more educated on this subject matter.
Okay, but
I
is-
have not looked into that. I cannot confirm nor deny that. But I have read similar things to that, but I don't fully understand it.
Is this what a direct is, though? Is that
So
something
a
that
direct is? So think of like WWDC and Google I/O and stuff like that. That's what Nintendo does for their products, for their games, for all of that.
got you?
So this is going to be
This is their keynote announcement
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of, because like April 2nd was their keynote for the Nintendo Switch 2. They have announced a Pokemon Direct, so it's going to be only Pokemon related on June 22nd.
Did you play the Pokemon Arceus, like
Legends Arceus?
Yeah, like
Yes,
I didn't realize
did,
it's like an adult Final Fantasy-esque Pokemon game.
It is so, and that's what's coming out sometime at the end of this year. Is
a new one.
Is Pokemon Legends Zeta A.
I'm jumping the gun on that. Okay,
and that's the leaked release date is October 16th for that. But it's leaked. It's not official. It's not confirmed. Don't take it for fact at the current moment.
But it's going to be
But it is officially announced for this fall or this the end of this year. I should.
Gotcha.
Say.
And they announced that at the Direct.
Yeah, that is what Pokemon should have always been.
No,
like,
well, that's
Pokemon should have always been like at least the concept of it.
No, but that's what Pokemon grew into for the generation that grew up on Pokemon. Like we grew up on Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon came out when I was in the 6th grade, and I played the early games, and I'm like, oh, now like this is appealing. This is sad to say. This is appealing to me now as a man in his late 30s.
Late 30s.
But because the game franchise grew with me to where it became a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the Pokemon that I always truly wanted or imagined when I was a kid.
Yes. So that's exactly, and that's why I say like it's how it should have always been, because it's like what we kind of always thought it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. This is how I imagined it in my brain.
Because the actual games, the actual generations that came out or have been coming out are very, very child friendly.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. It's what Pokemon is. Pokemon is a child-friendly.
Loves
thing.
Pokemon Go Eevee or whatever on the Switch, and it's fantastic. And we play it together, and and now he knows we have a Pokemon manual in our house now because of it.
Yeah, no, I love it. So I'm excited for that. That's my news and stuff. Oh, and nice. A Nintendo Switch Direct for more information, like after the Switch or around when the Switch 2 launches. Like, so I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm excited. June's going to be a good month for me.
Yeah.
So when
did you get one yet? No, you didn't get the pre-order.
I have not pre-ordered. Whoa. I have not pre-ordered.
We were on an episode.
We were live when
we were live.
I know. I was here.
I have not pre-ordered one specifically myself for me, but I do happen to have two coming my way.
Wow,
you son of a gun!
Friends in high places.
So, one of them is. I don't think anyone.
One's for me.
I don't think anyone in my family watches this, but one of them is a gift to my sister-in-law, and then one is 100% for me.
Yeah,
no one in my family watches this.
Oh,
that I know of.
Cool flex.
They know I do it.
Well, it'd be like your sister-in-law being like, "Whoa, fuck yeah,
I'm watching. I support you." Actually,
good. And then 7 months from now, you better fucking forget.
Yeah, I would forget.
Okay, that's funny. Okay. Oh, look. All right. I'm sorry. You know what?
That's
I wasn't going to keep an eye on Instagram messages, by the way.
I was.
Okay. You are. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I was saying that Tracy was talking to us.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Thank you. I was only watching the YouTube ones. Okay. That's interesting though. When's that happening? Or is it?
So the Nintendo Direct is happening sometime around the launch of the Switch 2, which is the 5th of June. And then the Pokemon one is June 22nd.
I'm excited about that.
Dude, I'm so excited.
That is good news.
I'm so excited for it. That's all the news and stuff I have. Oh, and I played Zelda: Link to the Past again like 5 times in a row. Past the span of 2 days, and I completed it 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, just thought I should throw that in there. It was a good week.
That's a good week.
That is a good week.
That sounds fun.
This is not. We're not very. We don't get political on the show, but for some reason, this has become political as of late for some reason. But Sesame Street.
Funny that you say we don't get political. I feel like we do all the time.
Well, I'm saying we get like socially, we have social discussions, like social, right?
I mean,
yeah.
Who cares?
We're not talking politics.
We're not
talking
politics,
but we're talking things
about
that
the world.
happen to become political.
Yeah, exactly.
Art is the world, right? Art is the zeitgeist and a representation, a mirror of society.
Art is the best way to judge politicians and like be either very political or anti-political. Yeah. And like art has always been that way. And, like that's kind of how art started. If you think back to like Shakespeare and stuff like that.
Period.
Absolutely. Period. But Sesame Street is getting saved, folks. This was a big thing that we're losing funding to the public broadcasting station and interns. And then apparently Warner Brothers did not renew their contract. Well, firstly, let's read there's a statement from Sesame Street that they released when they announced, we're excited to announce that the new Sesame Street episodes are coming to Netflix worldwide and PBS Kids in the US. With the support of Netflix, PBS, the PBS, and the Corporation for Public Broadcast serve a unique public-private partnership to enable Sesame Street to continue to help children everywhere grow smarter, stronger, and kinder. This is a big deal to me because I love Sesame Street growing up. So
I mean, we all grew up on it,
right?
Mhm.
well,
then,
at least the three of us did.
Yeah.
but then also
You ain't gonna keep us down.
my kids, I clearly hadn't watched Sesame Street for a long time, but in rediscovering the current version of Sesame Street, it was fantastic. I still sing Sesame Street songs to Gwen and Finn all the time whenever they're talking about like, oh, we have to try new foods, and there's like a Sesame Street song where like vegetables are singing to Elmo to try a kiwi, and it's like, try it, you may just find you like it, and if you don't try again. I don't know, it's a real so we go into the try it whenever I'm telling them to try something new, and they still respond to that Sesame Street song.
Yeah.
Although stopped watching Sesame Street, but that's like a, I don't know, core thing.
Yeah.
We got Pablo to sing on the podcast.
Look,
that was kind of great.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I can describe this broccoli singing to Elmo about trying a kiwi for the first time.
Yeah.
But Sesame Street also adapted really smartly to where they worked within like shorter clips on YouTube. Like it's just, I love Sesame Street. And I was very disappointed to be like, man, funding for the public broadcasting station. There's like children that don't get television in a lot of places.
PBS raised me for real.
Like PBS is
oh my God,
so much
people.
great stuff.
So many people.
But the streaming giant has inked a deal. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter, by the way. The streaming giant has inked a deal with Sesame Workshop for new episodes of the long-running children's show just months after Warner Brothers Discovery opted not to renew. Its output deal for the program is a strategic shift as its streaming service Max, which will soon return to HBO Max, which we talked about. And the notable changes from the HBO deal, new episodes of Sesame Street will also run the same date on PBS and PBS Kids. So that was always the thing, is like new episodes of Sesame Street would come out, but it'd be on HBO Max. Luckily we had HBO Max or whatever, but it's like there's some kids that can't afford HBO, right? Like, but then the newer episodes or like previous season would run. But now Netflix is saying, hey, if it's airing on Netflix, it's going to air on PBS Kids. We're not going to gatekeep
Sesame Street
or use Sesame Street
Netflix
to leverage.
is going to raise its prices to they just raise their prices.
No, but this is
but whatever.
It seems like they're saying like we were clearly gatekeepers of a lot of shit, but we're not going to like sully Sesame Street or leverage Sesame Street for subscribers.
Yeah, but there's no free version of Netflix.
No, but there's free Sesame Street. Whatever airs, that Sesame Street's producing Netflix is producing the new Sesame Street. They're funding it.
Right.
And then they're saying as soon as it's available on Netflix, it's also available for free on the PBS Kids app.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't get that part.
Yeah, so I
wasn't listening.
Yeah, so thanks.
I'm sorry.
So they're saying
I zoned out.
So which before HBO Max
just want to be mad.
Well, yeah.
Let me be mad.
So mad.
But before HBO Max would do that, and they're saying if you want to watch the latest Sesame Street, you have to be a subscriber of HBO Max. But we still are releasing it just on a delay for free after like it's already aired for like a month on our.
Oh yeah.
So look, Netflix is. I'm not saying you're not evil, Netflix, and I'm not saying that you haven't contributed to the current state that Hollywood and television is in.
Where are you keeping Millie Bobby Brown? Where are you keeping her?
She's not real, Millie Bobby Brown. I'm pretty.
No, is it Millie Bonnie Brown?
I don't know what that whole thing is.
She stuck somewhere. Millie Bonnie Brown.
They got her stuck somewhere.
They stick her somewhere, you know. They just stick her somewhere.
Stuck Millie Bonnie Brown somewhere.
But like, there was that video of her correcting somebody that is Millie Bonnie Brown and not Bobby, and like someone said Bobby and it just ran with it, but it's apparently Bonnie.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Nah, this can't. Okay, unless this is like a really good, convincing AI video.
It's got to be like this. Got to be like a Mandela
this is like
effect.
A real thing.
Did we split again?
It's Millie Bobby Brown. Why are you messing with me right now?
I mean,
no, I seen that same thing.
Yeah, there's a video.
Look up on.
It could be.
Look up what
and it
her
could be
real name
AI.
is.
It could be AI.
There's new AI that looks like real people.
Yeah, like it could be.
That is solely meant to trigger people online
Like,
for engagement.
There's that they have that video. You know how like every time an AI gets updated, they always do the Will Smith eating spaghetti video.
Yeah,
or
the rock eating rocks.
Bruh, there's a new Will Smith song that came on my my music station when I was driving here today, and I was convinced that it was like AI based.
Is it?
I don't think it is, but I haven't, like, it was the first time I heard of it, but I didn't know that he released new music if he did. But if not, somebody put AI music if it is.
I think
AI.
I heard something about that. I don't know.
What?
What?
There's new Will Smith music out there.
What?
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's new or if it's AI. Like, I don't know.
Good segue. Speaking of artists that have been around that we thought we had seen everything from or known everything from, there is a new biography written by Leslie Ann Jones of the life of Freddie Mercury. And what's interesting about this, because I feel like, Freddie Mercury, obviously lead singer of Queen, once in a generational talent. They're made a film about him. Did the film win awards, right?
Rami Malek. I don't know if they won an award.
What film is it?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, on
Romania.
I'm flustered. I'm talking about Freddie right now. I don't know how to give them all the ado.
Bohemian
Rhapsody, starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. Did it win Best Picture? I don't know. It was a bit of a whitewashed version.
I don't think so.
Something about Best Actor.
Sure. Rami Malek won for that role as Freddie Mercury. I will say. We could be, yeah.
Maybe.
This new book by Leslie Ann Jones.
If Tommy Jeff says.
If Tommy Jeff says.
I'm looking it. I'm looking it up. Let me.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how
he does. He's running the decks, and he's and
our fact checkers for being so hard on it.
Yeah.
Tommy Jeff.
Tommy Jeff. We got to crack the whip on Tommy Jeff around here,
Damn, I don't even get paid for this.
I think
I do this for free.
Patrick Swayze did he? We'll talk about that in a minute.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm mad at you.
Look, the new Leslie Ann Jones book is extremely unique because it's a side of Freddie Mercury that has never been seen. So apparently Freddie Mercury had a secret daughter who he did not disclose, but apparently he had a daughter with a friend of his wife. Like one of his friends' wife.
Cutting you off.
Sorry.
There were 50 wins and 80 nominations for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Holy shit.
So I'm not going through all of it.
Yeah, don't.
Because it could have been okay.
Yeah, there's there's 80 nominations and 51. So they won 50.
Award-winning Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was an incredible movie.
Incredible movie. I have mixed feelings about it. Anyways, so Freddie Mercury had a child.
Do tell.
With one of his friends. Well, let me get through this first, and I'll tell you my issues with it.
He had a secret child, of course.
Yes, he had a secret child with his friend's wife. Well, no one knew
there's
this.
A secret child.
So his friend in
no one knew.
76,
it's a secret. Sorry, go on.
But he apparently also was a fantastic father, very present, kept his daughter extremely hidden. His daughter doesn't want any notoriety for being Freddie's. Her information is still kept anonymous. Apparently, she works in the medical field in the UK. And Freddie left her a pretty huge inheritance, so she's fine.
Okay.
Leslie, I'm sorry, I said it at the beginning, right? Leslie Ann Jones wrote this book, and the book is a compilation of all of the letters and diaries and journals he has kept. He wrote letters to his daughter. He kept journals. He kept diaries, and they were all given to his secret child.
Stop yelling at me.
I need you to yell more. Damn it.
And the book is called Love, Freddie Mercury's Secret Life and Love by Leslie Ann Jones, is based largely on Mercury's secret diaries, which he reportedly gifted to his daughter prior to his death in 1991. Freddie Mercury was my father. This is a quote from his daughter. Freddie Mercury was my father. We had a very close and loving relationship from the moment I was born and throughout the final 15 years of his life. His daughter, now 48, reportedly writes in the biography, once more, her identity has been kept secret. She doesn't want or need any kind of notoriety from it.
But just wants to let people know.
No, well, they did DNA testing.
But why? If she just was like comfortable keeping her
well,
identity
the
secret,
writer of the
singing.
book has to verify.
But why did the person write the book? How did the person find out about the book?
All of the diaries were given to Leslie Ann Jones.
By who?
From Freddie Mercury's secret daughter.
So like she wants people to know now.
She wants people to know, but she doesn't want her identity known.
Right. She doesn't want her identity known. She says that there needs to be a biography about Freddie directly from Freddie. It needs to be a biography from his specific voice.
So like trying to make an autobiography as best as you can.
Exactly.
Because that's what she wants the world to remember him by, based off of this, from the sounds of it.
I think the quote is
why not? And she doesn't want the spotlight on her at all.
Yes. The quote, I think
So that's why you have a problem with the movie now?
No, that's not why I have the problem with the movie. But once more, the book in Freddie's own words, basically. The problem that I have with this movie.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm on the opposite side.
Yeah, what's going on?
I just think it's weird.
For the anonymity.
So
just to come out, like I've never wanted to be known, but here's all of this stuff.
Well, apparently,
and my dad never wanted anyone to know, but here's all this stuff, and read a book. And now I want a movie made about it, but I don't want to be known.
They never said they wanted a movie made about it.
You just said that they want.
No, my problem with the original Bohemian Rhapsody movie. You were asking me.
Oh, I thought you just said that.
No. This is a book coming out by Leslie Ann Jones that is solely as close to an audio. There's no movie. Who knows? They maybe will make a movie about it.
So it's an autobiographical book through a third party with the direct writings of Freddie Mercury.
But also Freddie's best friend and former fiance knew about the child. All of his bandmates knew about the child. Everybody that was close to Freddie knew about the child.
So sounds like she wasn't kept a secret at all.
Yeah, she was the people that loved him.
Eye.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that's
the people that knew him loved him.
I think that's important because could you imagine having lived your life and then towards the last third of your life, all of a sudden coming out and being public with, I'm Freddie Mercury's daughter.
Right.
Like I wouldn't want that either. And
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. I mean, last
third of her life.
Okay. I apologize. The last half of your life.
Okay.
Well, who knows? I don't know. But
like, I don't know. Like, Freddie Mercury didn't want like the spotlight on her and didn't want that like to be like, ooh, oh my God, like this is happening. I'm sure she respects that. And I'm sure she also wants her privacy and doesn't want the limelight when she doesn't. And like, that's not like what she's strived for.
Well, also Freddie Mercury, you got to think like, obviously we now with his passing, appreciate him. But when he was alive, he was harshly criticized. He was a publicly gay man. He was public about eventually having AIDS. He was like very upfront about his like sexuality and, basically also the type of sex and craziness and lifestyle that he was like into as well. Not just like a monogamous human. Like there was a lot of
scandal around him and around his death as well.
Yes. Why would you want your child to be involved in that? So yes, this is the first public discussion of him having a child. So the people closest to him are aware of it. It was just never discussed publicly. And now we're getting a pretty awesome, I guess, book directly from the man himself.
Cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm going to read the hell out of that book.
There's not a movie in development. I don't know where that.
I thought you said.
You asked me for my hot take on why I didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody, the critically acclaimed film.
Yeah,
and that's why I was talking.
What is your hot take on that?
I just think it was not a good version of it. It seemed like a very whitewashed, clean cut, cookie cutter biopic.
Okay.
Of like
too many drugs and alcohol and sex.
Whereas, and I originally remember, but
very clean cookie cutter.
No, there was more to his ideology.
Yeah, I watch it.
There was more to his ideology, and I think he even had like a sort of religion that revolved around sex and sexuality. There's a lot more to Freddie Mercury, and I do remember Sacha Baron Cohen originally being up for the role of Freddie.
Yeah.
Which, if you put Sacha Baron Cohen next to Freddie Mercury, you'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, but he's too old. They were playing him when he was younger. He was too old at the time, for sure.
Freddie Mercury came from a time where you could be 20 and you still looked like you were like 40. When's the last look at that image of Freddie? That's when he was young. So
I'm just saying.
So
he was too old. He's too old to play.
No, Rami Malek would have been perfect, but Sacha Baron Cohen would have been perfect. Sacha Baron Cohen apparently
he was like 50 when he wanted to make that movie.
Sacha Baron Cohen is not that old.
He's like 55 right now.
Yeah, so
50. So he probably would have been what? It came out like 10 years ago.
And then the movie had been in development for about 15, and I think he was involved in about 5 of those. So,
Sacha Baron Cohen is 53 as of
bro,
today.
still would have been 40 something.
Look,
that's old.
Look at him. Look at that man, and now look at this man. All right. Hold on, let's see. Let's just look up.
Look at these men.
Look at these. Look at
men.
them side by side. I challenge anybody to go up there and look at photos of Freddie Mercury next to Sacha Baron Cohen. Look at that young Freddie Mercury with the long hair, Diddy, and tell me that doesn't look like that 53-year-old man right next to him. All right, it does.
You're insane.
Anyways,
Rami Malek looked just like him.
No, he didn't. He was doing a bad Freddie Mercury impression. I feel like I hated it. I did not like his performance.
All right,
well, I really wish I saw this movie so I could weigh in. But I'm just gonna say I can't weigh in.
It was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Classic Tommy Jet.
He wanted to tell the story warts and all, and Freddie's bandmates obviously wanted to protect.
Yeah,
Freddie's
and his family didn't want to hear the story warts and all. That's crazy. You're literally talking about protecting his child that no one knew about, and protecting his anonymity, like all these things.
And then
you're saying that Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to get out there and be like, fucking look at this.
No,
and they made a respectable movie.
I don't think he wanted to. There's nothing. I don't think Freddie Mercury has anything that would have been like exposed to make him seem like a bad person. I just think it's a real take on an individual, and I appreciate that. Like, it was like watching.
They really got into it with
like
the
Straight Outta
movie.
Compton. Like Straight Outta Compton. I'm like, yo, like I love NWA's music, but this is like, come on, y'all. Like, this is very clean Disney. What is this? Disney presents Straight Outta Compton. It was my same issue with the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. I'm like, this is like a Disney cleaned up version. It's like, give me some fucking him having an orgy with 75 people.
Well, they were both Oscar bait movies. That's why.
Yes, they were Oscar bait movies. That's my beef with it. It seemed like a Disney movie.
But why would you want to watch one of your like favorite artists just live their sad life? Why wouldn't you want to see like the highlights and some of the lowlights? And then some of the highlights.
Because I think it's important to portray reality. I think it's important to portray we especially in today's day and age where everybody in Hollywood is so fucking beautiful. And that's the problem. I'm like, Rami Malek.
But would you want?
You know what was great about Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, but he was a human being.
Yes, he's a great
he wouldn't want it. Do you think that he would want his story told like that?
I think he would want a real representation of his story, which is why the book by Leslie Ann Jones is coming out. It's coming straight from him.
But they're letters from his daughter. I'm sorry.
Also, to take into consideration
journals, they're private journals.
Okay.
His life aside at the moment, not his life aside at the moment, but like that aside for now, he was never public about AIDS. He talked about AIDS a couple of days prior to his death.
To his death. All right.
He also refused to talk about his sexuality in interviews. He never denied who he was. He accepted who he was. He accepted his sexuality, but he
was a very private person.
He didn't talk about it. And it was only a few days prior to his death that the world even knew that he had AIDS. And it was probably because he knew he only had he probably thought he was going that day when he probably talked about it, if anything.
Yeah, he knew his time was running out.
Because because that was the time where AIDS had finally just gotten its name. It was GRID and everything. It was called GRID, that whole mess and everything. But he was.
And it was a time where people were
uninformed
about AIDS.
To Diddy's point, he was very private. He was very private with his personal stuff,
daughter,
to his sexuality, to his diagnosis, to his family. And that's probably why you feel like this is whitewashed, because of what we know of him now.
Well,
what we knew of stuff about Freddy dying and stuff, and the public knew, but he never talked about it. So how much? So that begs the question. I haven't seen this movie, right? I haven't seen the movie at all. Disney-fied. So if it's Disney-fied, if it's whitewashed, is it true to the facts of when he was alive though? Is it true to what we knew and how he portrayed himself then? Because again, I don't know. I also wasn't alive when he was alive, so I have no idea. Everything I know is through third parties. Everything I know is through word of mouth.
Yeah, Pablo, late 30s over there.
Look, listen, but also here's the other thing is
we're all in our 30s here, and I wasn't alive I wasn't alive when he was alive.
Yeah.
I was very young when he was alive, but Freddie Mercury became, even past his death, an icon and a figure that positively represented, a community at a time where people were extremely misunderstood. I love, if you go look at Freddie, like, he doesn't fit he has arguably the greatest voice in human history, but he doesn't fit the mold of how you would see a pop star or a rock star in today's culture. Right? Like, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Remember when they look? Hold on, hear me out here. Hear me out.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I think you should stop.
We love it, right?
I think you should stop.
It's one of your favorite films. One of my favorite films, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we saw this. Remember when they did the live Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah, I've seen it several times.
But
that one.
Yes, yeah, not the original. They did like one with Laverne Cox and Adam Levine.
And that one was like Disney-fied.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So it's
that is true.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
That is.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It was. You know what was great and unique about the original Rocky Horror Picture Show is it was a real representation of society. We're not all perfect humans, and we've created an unrealistic standard of how people look, and some of the most beautiful, brilliant artists in the world do not fit the mold that we see represented on television, social media, and film today. Everybody is too fucking attractive. Ghostbusters would not have gotten made if, like, Bill Murray wouldn't have a career because he doesn't fit the standards, but he's arguably one of the funniest humans to ever walk the earth, right? But if you go back and watch Ghostbusters in HD,
so your thing is that they're too attractive?
My beef is that
there's a lot of ugly people in that movie.
There's a real story, and what's cool about Freddy was always criticized for his overbite, right? They do kind of tap on into the movie, but Rami Malek's a very attractive version. Look at Freddy; he's not traditionally attractive. Neither is Sacha Baron Cohen, for that matter. He's not like the fact that he was real.
You think Rami Malek was too hot to play Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
That's your hot take?
No,
that's wild, because he definitely is not.
Everybody does that, though. I'm saying, like, you clean everything up too much. So when somebody says warts and all, it's like, I'm showing you a real side of a human, not just this cleaned up, beautiful.
I want the A24 version. Oh my God, say less. What's going on? I don't get it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I didn't like the Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
What's happening?
I got nothing.
Yeah, no.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
looking.
it. But like, okay, so like to that good looking part of it, this is segueing away from Bohemian Rhapsody altogether. Like, but like that's a whole different conversation because like if we're gonna talk about like beauty standards,
this is deeper issues, baby.
Like beauty standards have always been incredibly artificial within the industry.
Yeah.
What's made it go absolutely more chaotic and a lot more ridiculous on the fact of like you're too skinny,
is the
you're not skinny enough,
is
like you're not skinny enough, or like you don't like fit that mold because you don't have that traditional pretty face. Is one, how great plastic surgery has gotten over the years. Two, if I was reading this article, I was reading something about women's sizes for clothing a couple weeks ago, and the size 00 did not exist in the 80s or like 80s, 70s or something like that. And 00 is a new concept in women clothing. And like the 6 used to be a really petite size. Yeah. So like all of it is like fashion, all of it is like plastic surgery and all of that. Yes. But it's also because like if you can you recall the last time somebody went and saw a movie with ugly people in it? Like it's also societal standard.
That's the problem.
Society,
I want
reality.
I want a reflection of reality on the screen. And I even think about this. I know this is weird. Like, I even think about this as a parent. Like, my daughter watches, like Disney shows with like for example, like Descendants and like these like high school students. And of course, we had Saved by the Bell, right? So I can't say that this is a new thing. But it does now. I think about things a little bit differently because I want a real representation of people, and I want her to feel beautiful within her own skin versus like seeing what she thinks are the standards, and that's even in kids television that's prevalent now. Everybody is put some more realistic looking people out there. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was fantastic because some of these people genuinely, I'm like, fuck, I grew up feeling like I'm one of the freaks, right? Like this is
wait, shut up. Listen.
Yes.
Please,
yes,
God,
Sensei.
for the love of God. Have you seen the cast of that movie?
Of what, the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No. Of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Listen, yes,
you're saying
the problem
shut up.
Is now you're speaking out as one of the beautiful people.
No. Oh, please. No, I'm saying that cast is not like filled with like yesified versions of those characters. That guy looks like Brian May. That, like, are you joking? Fucking Mike Myers is in that movie.
Mike Myers,
you're crazy. Everybody in that movie looks like normal ass people.
I mean,
look at
you think Rami Malek
gorgeous.
is like a fucking? And guess what? Guess what else? Fucking Freddie Mercury was a sex symbol. You idiot.
He was a sex symbol.
Yes, he was.
Yes, but I'm saying, even
nothing else. He was a sex symbol. Of course, they're going to get somebody hot to play him. And Rami Malek's not even hot. Like, what do you mean? Sacha Baron Cohen is hot. I don't get your point.
You are attracted to Roger Rabbit.
Hold on. Okay. Take that away. But like, I pulled up the Bohemian Rhapsody cast. I'm looking.
They're all very fucking attractive.
Okay, but that's not how they look in the movie.
Hold on. No, I know how like what I'm looking at is
they dumb it down
how they looked at. But like, I'll be honest. If I walked past half of these people on the street, I wouldn't look twice.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I'm gonna be
They're
honest.
normal
like,
ass looking people.
And like, I'm looking at some of the guys, I'm looking at the girls, and like, I can see 4 that stand out that I'd probably turn my head to. But yeah, they're pretty average looking individuals.
Also, they're representing a bunch of famous people, and famous people have always been pretty. You're dumb.
Famous people have always been
your
pretty.
point is valid, I guess. But honestly, like, famous people have always been attractive, and they're playing. Pee.
Olivia broke the screen.
We broke the screen.
Oh, dang. You're dancing. Oh, crickets now.
What did my dad say?
He laughed.
Good. Someone's on my side.
Of course. Not to say that all these people aren't too. Look, Bohemian Rhapsody was a Disney version of Queen's
That's
Story.
so not
Straight Outta Compton was a Disney-fied version. And if you guys don't know what I mean about this, you know what I'm talking about. Straight Outta Compton didn't freaking put in the story with Dr. Dre beating up fucking D Barnes exactly like
we were on news and stuff, right?
Yeah.
How the hell did we get onto this?
No, well, like, how are we started
because
you asked me what my beef was with Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm just telling you.
I didn't know you were gonna go.
All right, so news and stuff.
All right.
News and stuff. Like, yo, you know what? I saw Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo
and Stitch.
Did you seriously?
I did. Yes, I saw it yesterday.
You see like 2 movies a year. You saw Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, so it was real cute. I suggested it as an idea to.
I just saw it today, by the way.
You saw it too?
Yeah.
And I got some opinions on this.
Okay, hold on.
Not Bohemian Rhapsody style opinions.
All right,
I got
let's breathe through it. Pablo, I love you. Give me a White Claw.
Okay. She's back, baby.
I'm fucking hot right now.
Dude, he's back in the game, everybody.
Back in the game.
You're watching her bounce. She's like, I don't know how
like
my energy is going to be tonight because of this food poisoning. Look at you now, screaming about attractive people in Hollywood.
I feel like I need a White Claw. Do not give me a White Claw.
I thought you had one.
No, I have 2 Waterloo.
Oh,
I'm drinking water, spicy water.
I can get more. I can get some White Claw.
I know you can. We all can.
You saw Lilo and Stitch. I saw Lilo and Stitch. Diddy, you did not see Lilo and Stitch.
Do you
give it to me?
Are you a fan of the original Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, of course. Just I don't care. I mean, I know the story. You can spoil it.
You grew up on Lilo and Stitch, right?
Story.
You're younger than me, so Lilo and Stitch was kind of hit for you at the right age, right?
Lilo and Stitch is.
I saw it in theaters when I was little.
I think I went through a rabbit hole of my beef with Stitch and whatnot, and also I was a little bit older at the time where I wasn't watching as many animated films.
You didn't like how it was like advertised in all the things.
I didn't like that it was just everywhere. Yeah. But I did revisit it when I had kids, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I love this movie. I see the lovability factor of it all. So, Tommy Jeff, you are the Lilo and Stitch guy. What is your
okay? First of all, can I just say this movie is what, like 20 minutes longer than the original Lilo and Stitch?
Oh, okay. And with less characters?
With less characters. And let's just say, like, you know,
cook, let them cook.
all right, go for it.
I enjoyed this movie. I need everyone to understand.
Okay.
That. I enjoyed it. It does not have the rewatchability that the original has for me, though. I cannot go back and I cannot rewatch this. Here's the thing. The start of the movie, like when Stitch and like Jumba are in there with like the High Council woman.
How did you feel about Galifianakis as that character, by the way? Lost the accent. Okay.
We'll talk. So like that whole opening scene where like they're in space, they're on the giant spaceship, the High Council is like sentencing and everything. Way too quick. And I get it. Gantu's not in this anymore. So like you kind of lose the majority of those scenes because Gantu is the primary person. Gantu's the
well, can I say something?
Yeah, you can absolutely say something.
Can I say something?
That's not as necessary to the plot of the story. I understand the need to move into the charm in the movie.
Do you understand how movies work?
Listen.
Oh, do you understand that now?
Listen.
And how they need to have a flow?
You need to settle down over there, all right?
Dude,
all right?
that's great. Okay, let me know.
Food poisoning you got.
Sick of this shit. Sorry.
Okay. So like,
Sorry.
There is that scene, like the opening scene, like the length it takes to do it, I think is very important in the original because it introduces Gantu. It introduces the villain of the show. But that scene also introduces Stitch and Jumba. Stitch is incredibly important to the movie. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important. I think it was sped up because like that is where like Stitch, like you start to see like the really destructive side of it, right? Like you see like who Stitch is.
You don't see like, Stitch in the beginning when they're like having the whole
council
meeting.
Yeah, he's like literally almost the exact same.
But like
there's like
it's like a third of that.
Yeah,
like because the rest of it is with Gantu like going in like with like Stitch in the room. Playing with it, like shooting his saliva. Gantu's in the control room and all that.
So who do they send to Earth?
They send Pleakley and Jumba and Stitch.
But what about when they mess up and they need their bounty hunter?
Nobody.
No,
there's an arc for the two characters. So they kind of changed.
Pleakley and Jumba are completely different, like different characters altogether.
I love the guy who played Pleakley, whatever.
Oh, I did too.
I thought he was perfect.
I liked his characters. I liked his character charisma that he had for Pleakley.
Yeah.
He totally is a great version.
Yes.
But I haven't seen it, but he is in Into the Woods. He's so good in that.
Okay.
He's in
Into the Woods.
He does Agony. You know,
I've never seen Into the Woods.
What? Sometimes. What the hell?
Sorry, I'm
Musical
a terrible
theater?
gay. I'm a terrible gay.
Yeah, you are.
Billy Magnuson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he's also in Game Night. Ever seen that? No.
No,
yes,
I have. Okay. Yeah. No. The Billy what?
Billy Magnuson.
Billy Magnuson. Yeah.
Magnuson.
I like
Magnuson.
You brought up Zach Galifianakis.
Don't you fuck with me right now?
You brought up Zach Galifianakis as Jumba. And the voice that you have for Jumba in the original versus like going to Zach Galifianakis's voice got awful. I was
Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah, and he just and it's also like a very not Zach Galifianakis role for Zach Galifianakis.
But he wasn't doing the accent.
He's not Zach Galifianakis. In fact, actually, I was a little impressed with because he kind of plays he's the villain almost.
Not almost.
No, he's the villain.
He's the villain. Yeah. Jumba is the villain.
Does he not become friend at end?
No.
Nope.
And then we'll talk about Ohana. Look,
okay. I don't have a beef with that as much as the internet's arguing about. And
I don't have that big of a beef with it either because there's specific scenes.
You're pissing me off. No, because that's the whole part of the story. He made him, and then he loves him at the end.
Ohana still applies.
Ohana's applied to a degree, but we'll talk about it because the internet has a specific take about Nani in Ohana.
Yeah,
and I don't have that same take on Ohana.
No, I don't either.
I have that take on the others, but what you miss out on so much. Okay. Let's talk about two things that really stood out to me, right? Okay. You have the fat dude with the ice cream. All right, and I'm sorry if like saying fat's not nice, but like at the end of the day,
can
like,
you say fat white dude?
You had a fat white dude in the original.
Was he not white?
You had a fat white dude. You had a tourist. You had a fat tourist.
He was a tourist
in the original.
Guy.
Oh, and this he's a
Lilo and Stitch takes a picture with him. It takes a picture
You're
of him and like
upset about
in.
the NPC in
Hold
the.
on. I am. Yeah,
because she was taking pictures of tourists.
Okay.
Because
like
she collected pictures of tourists.
Okay.
It was a whole part of her character, Pablo.
Yeah, dude,
I gotta go.
The small things that
applies.
made this movie so lovable and so charming and so like quirky.
She was
are not in it. You have Stitch in the original reading like Lilo and Stitch are both reading The Ugly Duckling in the original.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reference to The Ugly Duckling. There is none of that. You have Stitch go through the motions where he's like, I'm not good enough, like I'm bad for you guys, and like you have that same sentiment throughout. But
he doesn't have that connection.
But you don't have like that moment of The Ugly Duckling. Like that's
feeling the outcast.
Yeah, like that's such a cool and charming moment of like being able to connect because we know the story of The Ugly Duckling. And it might be a generational thing. Ugly Duckling might not be relevant to kids like right now, right? Like, and it probably isn't, to be honest. But like it's such a cool thing to like tie into it. Like you have that like, oh my God, like that's me. I'm the outcast. I'm not loved. I'm not wanted. And then Stitch finds his Ohana.
Which is
why'd you just look at me?
Right?
Well, you're trying to piss me off now.
Like so you
which
have
is what made the Rocky Horror Picture Show good.
Okay. Now, like we can go on and on, but like, and then you have this like woman that is the CPS person,
Tia Carrera,
right? Yeah, and she
wasn't Tia Carrera the original voice for Nani in the movie, the original.
That I don't know.
Yeah, Tia Carrera, famously of Wayne's World. That was, I'm pretty sure she voiced Nani, which was
so, but like you have her and she's like the CPS
Bubbles?
Isn't Bubbles.
He's in Bubbles.
Bubbles is in it. Bubbles is in it.
He makes more sense. He makes more sense in this version of the movie than because it's like, why did you not explain all that stuff in that animated film? Oh my crap.
But like, if you
make me sick.
The thing is though, like Bubbles' character makes 100% sense at the end of the movie. Like you don't need him to explain it. You don't need.
I like that you explained it, and he also has a little bit of a redemption arc.
He does have a redemption arc, and I actually do really like that.
Right,
but he's got that similar redemption arc, like in the
Tia Carrera was originally Nani,
yes,
which is why it's really cool that she's the social worker in the live action.
And like, what's cool in the live action is like Ohana, you have a neighbor and everything that's like with Nani and Lilo throughout the story, and I actually really like that addition.
I loved her in that, especially like the part where she's like, "We gotta."
Who is it? Melissa McCarthy?
No,
it's like
no, it's Amy.
She was the very charming Hawaiian woman in 50 First Dates as well. Amy Hill.
Oh,
yeah,
she plays
Amy Hill.
All right.
Yeah.
And I first of all, her character addition, loved it.
She was great.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely loved it. But like, I don't know, like Bubbles.
Yeah, because where were her neighbors in the first
Bubbles,
no help.
No help.
No community help.
There was
like
this,
community
this, this felt that's why it is Ohana.
Yes. And
right?
that's why like I have my opinions on Ohana, but it isn't about Nani and it's not about like the humans.
Mm.
It's about Jumba and Pleakley. And it's about Stitch, and it's about
because at the end, Ohana meant for him what it meant for them too, and the show that they made was all about them being a family together and living together
afterwards.
Now,
so like that's all canon.
Yeah. Now, like what's really cool is
those
like
still exist, Diddy.
Is like
it's canon, Pablo.
Like you got the space guns that are like a reoccurring thing throughout the entire thing. And it's not just shooting, like they're not just shooting guns.
Yeah,
like,
alien technology.
Like it's alien technology,
yeah.
And it's actually really cool because they're a multifaceted gun to do multiple things. And like that's why I don't have an issue with Nani, because at the end, Nani goes to the mainland. Mm-hmm. Nani goes off to university.
So,
but
before you get into this, I want to nerd explain this. The internet has lost their mind about the Ohana story has gone away because at the end of the movie, Nani goes to college to better herself, to become a better human, which in turn would help their Ohana.
So what Ohana means, like always staying together no matter what? It's like that doesn't change with distance.
So the internet is upset about that. And although they're
dumb.
FaceTiming at the end of the movie and the alien technology comes into play because she uses a portal gun to be able to go and cuddle with Lilo afterwards.
Yes. Like And like the final,
I love that for her.
I love that for her too.
The literal final scene before you get into the credit scenes is Nani, Lilo, and Stitch cuddling in bed.
Cute.
And like it is, and like
little spoon, little spoon.
Yeah, it's the best thing. And
but
it's amazing. Like I absolutely love it. So like no, I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is like I think Jumba and Pleakley like genuinely had a huge play in like that Ohana. They had a huge play in like with all of that, and that's my issue with it.
They made a whole TV show about it, Pablo.
I know.
At Disney TV show, it's canon.
They
were family. They lived together afterwards. They like the whole point was like Jumba came around and was like, "This is my son." Basically, I made him.
And it was no longer like this evil scientist. And,
yeah,
still
like
an evil
he
scientist,
changed.
but but like,
and that's like the funny thing is that he was still like evil in his own way.
Here's my
and like the whole excuse
aliens
of, like,
don't matter to you,
and the whole excuse of like them putting out the statement of like Gantu is just like not feasible to actually do. I'm sorry,
feasible how?
What? No. First of all,
how much money do you got, Disney?
But like, first of all, not feasible. Not okay. I get it. It may not be practical. But you can 100% do it, especially with how you portrayed Jumba and Pleakley throughout the entire movie on like in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like how you could do the same thing with Jumba, or not Jumba. I'm sorry, with Gantu.
That's
like,
a big part of the movie, I think. So I'd be pissed too, but I don't know.
I do like it, but then you have like other things where like the big wheel's not there. They do still have a similar scene to like the big wheel scene where they're like running through the island and everything. And then like, but like you don't have like the start. I don't know. Like there's a lot of changes where like it's great. I love it. It's a good movie. It doesn't have the rewatchability for me. That's my take. That is my take.
That's fair. A rewatchability standpoint,
great movie. I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I just have my opinions to where like if I'm thinking Lilo and Stitch, I'm sorry, this is 100% going to be forgotten by me. And I don't really have beef with any of the actors that have been chosen on it.
Yeah.
Except for Zach Galifianakis. I don't think his voice fits Jumba. I don't think I don't think he did a bad job like being Jumba because he's being a whole new Jumba. Like he's not being the original Jumba. So like I think he's done a good job of like making it him and like making it like what was expected. But like he's not Jumba.
He is a different version of Jumba for sure. But once more, it's not as close to me because I wasn't as into the original. I mean, I loved it, but I thought this movie, I got choked up at certain moments. I felt like it was.
I did too.
Yeah, I felt like there's like a scene where Stitch is drowning and he does the like little like, I was like, oh, that's really good addition.
Yeah.
The thing with people on the internet is like, all right, The Lion King, they did like a live action version of it, and everybody's like
word for word.
This is the same movie. Why are you doing this? And then
they change it, and they're like, what the hell?
They're like, what the fuck? Why are you changing it? It's like, what? You guys can make up your mind already on this one. But I think
just don't touch it. Don't touch those movies.
It's
a
different.
Make a different movie.
No, it is kind of. I think it's different enough, and I think it still hits the proper emotional notes. I don't remember exactly where I heard this. But it was when they were talking about the guy who directed Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, like what a director's role is. Oftentimes you're going to lose a lot of subject matter, but are you still staying true to the core story or the characters? And are you protecting that? And I feel like they did protect it really well within the core emotion of the film. I agree.
I'll agree with that too. I think the core emotion of the film was still there. There were scenes where like I teared up and everything. Like the scene where like, okay, he goes back to the shelter and goes into the train. Like that. I was like,
he wrecked the family.
Like that was a sad moment. I was very like, I felt it. Sad. And like that's like when I was talking about the ugly duckling part, like that's the scene that I'm thinking, like that's the scene that I'm thinking about with like him going back to the shelter and everything. Like I don't think they did it in injustice. There's not that strong of a connection for it. Like because like you have that build up to that moment. And then like, and you still have all those same sentiments. You still have like, and like what's cool is you get to learn a little bit more about Nani's background. Like Nani is this really intelligent human and very much into surfing, like loved surfing, wanted to teach surfing, like trained and won awards after awards for it. And like there's a lot of like Nani like build up with it and stuff.
That's cool. I like that.
But you also don't have a lot of like that like fighting between like Myrtle and the girls and Lilo. Like you don't like a lot of that's cut out.
Well, I want to say that I understood that because I remember like that was the one thing that shocked me about the original movie because I watched it earlier. I'm like, oh my God, Lilo just like violently pounces on this. Like she's like, like starts wailing on her like the freaking kid in A Christmas Story beating up the redheaded kid. And I was just like, this is a bit intense.
And what's hilarious is like when like the whole like Pudge the fish and like feeding it because it controls the weather.
Yeah,
like, I feel like that also didn't have the
same. So Lilo's
out.
Not weird anymore.
No, Lilo
that's what
weird.
you're telling me.
No. Lilo's weird.
That
Pudge
little girl is
still
fantastic.
Yes, she is amazing.
She is so adorable.
Lilo
and
is still weird. She hits the cues for emotions and like how Lilo like is feeling so.
She just didn't hit that little white girl.
Well, so like in like that opening introduction, so like hula dance.
Yeah.
Was like the whole purpose of like everyone falling was because like she came from the ocean, she was wet, and there's puddles. Right, and like I think that's cute. She deliberately attacks. I think it's Myrtle. Like, she like shoves Myrtle off,
but it's not
instead of like this like innocent, like it wasn't intentional, it happened, like I'm sorry, like I didn't, like this was it changed it from like an accident that's like kind of comedic and like kind of introduces the dynamic into the dynamics there, and I'm pushing you. So like,
and then when you get upset, I'm gonna lick ya.
And like my thing is like you had the ice cream person there, like where the ice cream falls out, but like none of them are with Lilo. None of them are with Lilo. They're all instigated with Jumba. And it's not a tourist, and I'm okay with that.
I like Lilo hanging out in the
representation
with the tourists, and she's like, "I'm here for the convention."
and then like the one scene where she is there, and like there's no tourists there. They go on the loudspeaker like, "Lilo, we can see you," and she runs. It's like it's a cute movie. I enjoyed the movie, but
the character design also is amazing, I think.
Yeah, they did do a good job with with all the characters. Yes, like it's a good movie. Like I'm very happy I saw it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the rewatchability, and I just think like the artistic changes that they did make just didn't hit home for me.
Gotcha.
Well, whether I want to rewatch it or not, I'm probably going to see it about 100 more times because I have a 5 and a 6-year-old.
And like the thing is like I'll probably realistically watch it again, but who knows? We'll see.
Realistically, you watch so little.
Lilo and Stitch, I watch quite.
I got some good news for you, actually.
Yeah.
Sinners drops on digital on June 3rd.
I know. I know. I'm so excited. I still didn't see it in IMAX though, which sucks, but I did see it 3 times.
I know we still haven't, but I'm sure we will get options to get screenings. There's no way they're not.
There's no way they'll release it again.
They have to.
What is? I do too.
There is. This is the other bit of news. I guess there's a. You guys remember this? When these rich people wanted to go see the Titanic and they put themselves in a tiny little tuna can. We were all obsessed on the news, be like, "Are they going to find it? Are they going to find it?" I remember being at work and everybody's like, "Tuna can news." They're like,
I didn't think anybody thought that they were going to find it.
No, well, they just wanted to find the remains, see what happened. Are the people still alive? No, you don't remember the news kept the story running. They're like, they're down there and they're
alive. I was like,
yeah, but they were dead all along and they're just wanted to freaking run the news.
Oh yeah.
So like the news basically was just like baiting, being like, they're alive down there. Keep watching us, and probably got record ratings. But Netflix is bringing the Ocean Gate disaster as a documentary. I think it drops.
Can we have things like
June 11th?
Can we have things like go like, I don't know, a decade before we get a documentary?
No, I didn't know everything about this. I need to know all the details.
Are you planning to not be here in a decade?
Yes, but I don't know. I more than likely will be here by June 11th.
Crazy soon to do a documentary. These families are still grieving.
Well,
most likely. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they feel.
These were all extremely uber wealthy people that paid a lot of money to get on that thing.
You're right. Their families probably are super
evil.
Stoked.
I don't.
They have all that money.
It's in the June 18th anniversary. Yeah,
June 18th, 2023 is when this happened.
It's
been 2 years.
It's crazy.
And there's already
a documentary drops on June 11th, a week before the.
They're wild for that. Honestly, that's
not even.
But what's
years.
is look?
It's almost the anniversary.
this story is wild.
Yeah.
It's a wild story.
Obviously.
We live in a culture where we need instant satisfaction. Give it to me. Give me the documentary. I need to know all the details of look,
I'll watch it.
I'm not going to say anything insensitive, actually. The new documentary examines OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, his quest to become the next billionaire innovator, and the doomed underwater endeavor that forced the world to reconsider the price of ambition in the depths of the ocean. The documentary synopsis reads, this is according to USA Today, as a Netflix documentary premiere date nears, here's what we know. Okay, well, the USA Today has a whole breakdown on what they know about the documentary, but I wouldn't
say what it made the world learn. I would say it made the 1% learn. You learned that you can't go to the bottom of the ocean in the submarine.
Well, look, in a world where Katy Perry is still going to the moon or to outer space or whatever, we need more documentaries.
To break it to you.
This is a cautionary tale. Oh, you're saying?
Do you think that you can do that?
That I can go to outer space?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
I don't have Katy Perry money, nor do I have Katy Perry's looks. I'm not Katy Perry.
We know. that's very.
But I'll tell you,
obvious.
I did kiss a girl, and I also liked it, Katie.
Hey, I kissed a girl.
Yeah, chased her for cherry chapstick.
Didn't like
it. and then finally, we have to talk about this because the Golden Trio has been cast, ladies and gentlemen. The much controversial Harry Potter film. Once more in our discussion, when does the art no longer belong to the artist? On a weird different side of the coin, but the Golden Trio of Harry, Ron, and Hermione have been cast for the new Netflix HBO series. HBO Max series.
Oh, this is gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Basically the kids that we're probably gonna watch grow up before our very eyes. I'm not gonna say what am I gonna say? Look, they cast kids that I don't know. Talk about celebrity status as a child. There's so much that can be said. I'm going to reserve everything, but I do know John Lithgow is Dumbledore for some reason. And
wild.
Who's old boy playing freaking Hagrid, the guy from Fighting with My Family? Shaun of the Dead's best friend.
Frost.
Nick Frost. Look.
Weird.
You can go look at the kids.
Kids are
newcomers.
Cute. Cute.
They're cute, yeah.
That little girl looks like Jenna Ortega straight up.
Alistair Stout and Arabella Stanton. But she got frizzy hair like Hermione. Have been cast.
I would say curly hair. Because in this picture, she's just
but she's gonna have. I can see how they will give her.
They'll give it.
Hopefully, the signature frizzy Hermione hair. I'm wondering if Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint are at some point going to talk to these kids and be like, "Watch her. Haunt you forever."
I don't know. They all liked being in those movies. They
How
just
could
don't.
you not? So difficult.
Well, and
they
also
love. But the thing is
they had amazing people around them too. Made them a lot. That made them be kids still.
Exactly. Who knows what this shit's gonna be like?
And I'm hoping that's the same. But they had amazing, such incredible senior tenured actors and actresses all around them that made sure that they were kids.
Exactly.
I am reserving all judgment until it comes out, I guess, of what this
I'm excited.
I'm
excited for it.
I want the expansion of the stories of what we know and love Harry Potter to be. There's just clearly still a big black cloud.
Yeah.
Over the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah. Also, Pablo thinks that they yesified it.
What
Yesified it.
I don't. What are you talking?
Yes.
What are you saying?
That everyone in it's too attractive.
No, John Lithgow.
Modern day
Nick Frost.
Interesting.
Modern day Hollywood didn't get to it in beauty standards.
I don't know. What's the Papa guy? His last name Papa.
They did do it with Snape a little bit though, a lot of it.
Yeah, he's a very good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Not Alan Rickman. That's the performance that I'm the most curious of.
McGonagall too. I'm curious about McGonagall.
Yeah, when are they going to drop that? They just dropped the kids and those other three?
Dang it, what is the guy's name? I can't. I know
Papa.
Yeah, it is Papa Sidhu. The thing is, I have no problem with let's get this out of the way. I have no problem with the fact that he is a black actor. It's just that role is so tied to Alan Rickman. And
well, yeah, but
the
then
way
you're
he
going to
even
cast
says,
somebody
Harry
as an
Potter.
outcast of the whole film, and everybody hates
That's
them.
the other thing,
Yeah.
that you are casting the one character who literally gets picked on, and it is exactly that, an outcast. And is that, I don't know.
Harry Potter's going to learn that his dad bullied the one black kid in school his whole life, and he's going to be like, my dad wasn't a jerk.
My dad
Wait
was
a second.
Racist. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So maybe, who knows? Maybe that's a new layer to the story of him finding out. Harry finds out his dad is racist.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's could be potentially problematic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope, please, like, man, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe James will be.
I think
black. I don't know. Cast him as somebody that's not just looking.
I don't know. I'm excited for the cast. The cast doesn't look bad. The cast looks.
I'm
good.
sure it's going to be good.
Yeah. The cast.
HBO usually does good.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to write it in a way that it's like they're making fun of his magical abilities and not. But I mean, he was always made fun of for his looks because he had long, black, greasy hair and he was creepy looking.
You're gonna make fun of this black guy's hair?
Yeah. Now you're gonna do that?
Not okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really curious. I'm curious.
And
on how
he's
Janet's
creepy looking. And I'm just suspicious of that guy. I have no proof, but I just know that guy's suspicious.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? These fucking kids are racist now?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to rewrite that.
Yeah.
The whole, like that. I mean, yeah.
That's tough.
That's tough. It's just an odd character to make, like do it with any other character. I mean, basically any other character in the entire book.
Literally, yeah.
Harry Potter, do it. But how are you going to make like the one outcast? It's like very. Did J.K. Rowling have her hand in this?
I don't know.
Cho Chang in it?
You were making valid points.
To my understanding, the J.K. Rowling is still having a hand in this HBO.
Oh, I believe it.
For sure. This is still her.
Seamus Finnegan?
It's her entire life. Like, this is her source of income.
Yeah. It's just funny. Because she really just doesn't miss, right?
She just doesn't miss.
She's like, I should have made him black in the original.
Yeah, it's a questionable, approach to how the perception of what has happened, what happens to that character throughout that entire series.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited to see. My thing is, I'm just excited to see how each of these actors and actresses truly bring their own spins to the characters.
Yeah.
Because we have such an ingrained vision. Because for a decade, roughly, they we got them. Like we saw them grow for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
How's Lithgow? The kids you're saying, not like Lithgow as Dumbledore.
No, not this cast. Like we like.
No, that's Farquaad.
Yeah.
I grew up with Lord Farquaad.
I think the kids are going to be fantastic.
No, I think they're going to be great.
100%. They're going to be amazing.
Yeah. And Nick Frost works as Hagrid, I think.
Oh, yeah. He can be very gentle.
I want him to call everybody I want him to just go full
me
UK
lover?
that. No, I want him to just be like, you dirt. Oh, you cunts. You think Lily and Harry Potter, just really go full UK soccer hooligan cursor.
I just
he's not going to be like the dad from Fighting with My Family.
You cunts thought that Harry Potter, the son of James and Lily Potter.
No, he's going to be like, it's Tuesday, me lover.
Harry, you're a wizard, you cunt.
No.
No, it's not going to work? All right.
Whatever. Well, I mean, it's HBO.
I am excited.
So
I am excited to see how he does that, iconic scene of Harry, you're a wizard.
Yeah, you're a wizard. Yeah, perfect,
he'll
Harry.
probably call him a cunt.
Yeah,
it's HBO.
It is. It's not TV.
It's not TV.
That's all the news I got.
Today's Talk.
I went to a comic book store today.
No.
So this is why the title of the episode, I have to remember here what the title of the episode is. Last week, today, this week, last week. Yeah. And I got a bunch of comics. I was at Disney World, so like I went back to my comic shop and I picked a few things off the wall. Gilbert over at Comics, Tunes, and Toys. I was like, hey, did I get anything? And he's like, oh yeah. And I thought he was joking because I'm like, I looked at the comics. There's nothing new coming out. But I'm like, oh yeah, I've been gone for a week. And there was a poll that had a lot of stuff in it. So some of these comics did not come out this week. Some of these comics came out last week as well, but there are things that are out there on comic book shelves. If you are into these concepts and these ideas, into this art, then there is some cool stuff out there for you from a lot of really great independent publishers. So the books that I picked up, you need no prior knowledge or insight to be able to enjoy. So you can have never read a comic book in your life and you'd be like, I like that idea. You don't need to have 20, 30, 40, 50 years of Marvel or DC backstory to be able to pick up this book. So these are a lot of the new number ones that are on comic shop shelves. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Diddy. I appreciate that applause. Let's start off with, I think this came out last week from Dark Horse Comics. And this was the thing that stood out to me the most. This is RoboWolf. Number one.
Dang, this one looks so good.
Yeah, it does look really good. RoboWolf and his crew of bank robbing criminals are in a race against time to get the fat stack of stolen money to the villainous Colonel Massacre. Yeah, Colonel. It throws me off because Colonel is spelled with the L.
Colonel's a weird.
Yeah, so you can't even talk.
I can't even say weird words.
Colonel Massacre, who has kidnapped RoboWolf's daughter for a ransom. The Colonel not only is a one-eyed monster, however. Hold on. Sorry, not the. I didn't. I misread that. The Colonel's not the only one with an eye for money. However, and our heroes will have to use their combined skills to tear an onslaught of bloodthirsty cannibal ninjas, robots, and more. The over-the-top ode to the classic retro beat-em-up video game style of the 90s comic books and 80s action film in this 4-issue series from Jake Smith. Jake Smith apparently did everything in this book. It's like Jake Smith. Yeah. I don't know what just happened. Written and illustrated by Jake Smith. Is there a letterer on here? No letterer, no colorist. Jake Smith, one-man show. Exactly right. It feels like a weird inner 80s, 90s concept, Street Sharks for adults, kind of hyper-violent. Diddy! Hyper-violent version of a comic book. And if you're into like crazy, I would say like Street Sharks, Demolition Man, vibrant, insane colors, dropped on the 21st. $5 is a 32-page book, 4-part miniseries. RoboWolf at your local comic shop. Check it out. This I'll get into this dropped today as well. Whatever happened to Crimson Justice from Mad Cave? I'm a big fan of the stuff Mad Cave Studios has been putting out as of lately. Mad Cave, smaller publisher, newer publisher, has this Eisner-nominated team of Frank Terry and Inaka Miranda as they unravel the mystery of this 5-issue series of heroes and villains and the consequences of being either, featuring colors by Eva de la Cruz and letterer Dave Sharp. This is a pretty cool looking book.
That art, the cover on that is just really
and this
nice
book
too. Like I really like the cover of it. That draws me in so much.
Yeah, it's like a broken glass and a hero's kind of costumed. It is a beautiful cover, actually.
Yeah.
It is really, and the artwork on the inside is pretty awesome and insane as well. Familiar sort of characters that if you have read comic books, you'd be like, oh, this could be similar to this person. If you haven't read comic books, really cool superhero characters. You just have to know what superheroes are. If you know the basics of like Batman and Commissioner Gordon and those tropes, you'll see there was a time when the red alert shone in the sky. Empire City's greatest hero, the Crimson Justice, would answer the call. But now it's been years, and neither he nor his sidekick, Reddy, nor the psychotic archfoe Dr. Mayhem have been seen since the Great Empire City Hospital fire decades ago. What happened that fateful night? Did they all die? But if that's the case, who or what is Dr. Mayhem? Who or what is this Dr. Mayhem who reappears in the modern day, brutally murdering Commissioner Thomas Kent? I want to say there's a little kind of intentionality behind that name.
Mm-hmm.
And challenging the justice to return. Is that possible? Does the Crimson Justice still live? And if so, what could have made him disappear and abandon his Crimson Hood in the first place? Pretty cool concept. Mad Cave Studios is coming up with a lot of great stuff. Mad Cave Studios also has the Dead Long Ago book that we read, which I loved. Remember, that's like the story of like the lady who was like the serial killer in the
Buried long ago.
Yeah, the Become Queen episode.
Ooh, that one's sick.
So that was from Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave Studios is kind of hitting on all cylinders. I'm really loving everything they're releasing. This is really cool. Once more, you just kind of have to be somewhat familiar with the superhero genre, and you can pick up whatever happened to the Crimson Justice #1 from Mad Cave Studios.
Yeah, you'll have time to read that.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. Sleep from Image Comics. This looks bananas. I love the cover and kind of how it also doesn't match the weirdness of the interiors, but I do still love the interiors. I'm not saying that in a negative way.
So different. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. This
like the only thing with color on that is the glasses.
Is the red glasses. I love this. Let me see. Hold on. I have a synopsis pulled up here somewhere. No, I don't. I did. And then Diddy got so hot that it knocked us off the feet and I lost everything. No, actually, this is...
I got hot alone. Like, I think... It
was just you. You and you alone.
Whatever.
When Jonathan Reeson falls asleep, he becomes something else. Every night, it stalks his quiet town, killing seemingly indiscriminately. When he wakes, covered in blood, our story begins. This new horror mystery from Xander Cannon of Kaiju Max and Top 10 shows us the horrifying waking hours of an unwilling part-time killer. So I guess I would say Wolfman transformational sort of elements to this, and the struggle of what that is, living that unintentionally duplicitous life. Looks really awesome. I'm very excited to read this.
Yeah.
Sleep #1 dropped on the 21st while I was at Disney World, but I'm glad it was put in. That's what happens with this is why you should start a pull list at your local comic shop. If you're like, hey, I tell them, I'm like, just give me every obscure, weird indie #1 that comes through the doors. I will buy it. If you put it in my pull and they reserve it for me. Shout out to Gilbert at Comics Susan Toys for doing that, by the way. There's a new Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest from our good friend David M. Boer. I have an interview with David M. Boer from WonderCon that I have not released yet, but he is fantastic. Writer of Specs, writer of dang, what's the other book that I'm literally editing right now? Kanto. I'm sorry, I think
Kanto.
David M. Boer. Shout out to him. Awesome writer, awesome human being, comic shop regular. David M. Boer. Right.
He looks like Army Hammer.
He's a good looking guy. He does. I don't know if that's a positive comparison in today's day and age.
It's not. But
he's making a comeback allegedly. Did you know
Army Hammer?
He's trying to get back into
truly no
acting.
one can be canceled these days.
He apologized for wanting to eat people.
Cool.
So,
Forgiven.
I'm not saying. He's like, sorry for trying to eat people. I want to get back into acting.
And then Diddy just going, cool.
Fun fact. Pale.
Sorry, I said that again.
I'm sorry. Dark Honor. This came out today. Actually, Dark Honor did come out today. This just dropped today. It's a #1 at your local comic shop, which means we should have read it. But for nearly a century, the 100 has been the strong arm of New York's underworld. But now, as COVID-19 rages, don't we all want to just relive those pandemic days? As COVID-19 ravages the city in early 2020, a different kind of plague has arrived. A criminal mastermind mounting his takeover. Unless Rain, daughter of the Hundreds, leader Joseph, can unite their last elements of the fading crime gangs in one desperate attempt to fight back. From Brian De Cuevas and K.S. Bruce and Ethan Sack, artist Vico Asayo, comes A Dark Honor. I have not even opened up this book, so you're going to see a live reaction. It looks cool. This looks very...
That live reaction was kind of lackluster.
I'm
not gonna lie. Your reaction did not make me want to read it. It's not bad. It's fantastic. What the fuck am I talking about? I couldn't do this, but not my... If I'm looking at it from just the art, looks very...
Let me see.
All right. Yeah. Can you... I don't know how to... If that's your jam, that's your jam. Not my jam. $3.99. This book. $4. You can be delved into the world of COVID-19 once more. For $4, you can relive the pandemic. But through the perspective of criminal underworld gangs. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Diddy, what do you... Come on. All right.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
I'm just of the art.
Hurry up and read it. This also dropped this week, once more, from Mad Cave Studios. The Pale Knight. England, 1349. Sir Hugh de Grey, the Pale Knight, returns from war to find a land ravaged by the Black Death and his son dying of the plague. When he prays to God to save his son's life, it's not God who answers, but death himself. And death is willing to cut a deal. Mad Cave's killing it. Hot dang. From Peter Milligan, Val Rodriguez, Chris Peter, and David Sharp comes The Pale Knight. The art in this, in looking through it, I'm like, okay, it is different. Very interesting. A lot of little details. And I love that concept or synopsis already. Just dropped #1 at your local comic shop. If you want to see that one. Yeah, it's interesting on that one. This is just fun. What if Donald Duck became Iron Man?
Honestly, this looks dope. This looks so good.
This dropped from Marvel Comics. If you know Iron Man, if you know Donald Duck, if you want to know what would happen if Donald Duck became Iron Man, what if Donald Duck became Iron Man? Issue 1 dropped for $4.99 at your local comic shop today. This is the Scotty Young cover. What's cool about this and what's fun about this, if you're also wanting to be a collector of weird, obscure things, Disney's been doing a lot of stuff like this with their classic characters and the Marvel characters. This had like 6 different covers. So this is probably a popular book that's on your comic shop shelves. And if it's like something funny like this that you want to display, which is, I can't not buy this for the novelty value. There's like 6 or 7 different covers of what if Donald Duck became Iron Man. This was Scotty Young one.
That looks so good.
This is a good one.
I'm gonna have to.
I love Donald Duck. He's my favorite.
I love Donald Duck too. He's also my favorite.
So angry.
I was very close to buying this Fooey shirt at the beach club when I was there.
Where are our souvenirs?
Yeah, where are our souvenirs? Where?
From Image Comics comes The Future is asterisk, 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 asterisk. So there's 6 asterisks, and I literally had to find it this way. #1. This is from Capes and Tights because I don't know why I couldn't find it through Image Comics. The Future is asterisk. #1 is a bold 100+ page science fiction epic with Fred Van Lent, sharp storytelling, and Encino Buffy's stunning illustrations. It's very unique, thought-provoking, cyber sci-fi that had me hooked from the first few pages. Let's see if I can find the synopsis here for the book, though. But it is. This was a $13 book. So this is a big one, and I think it was kind of sold to me as dang, why can't I find it on Image Comics' website? Let's see. Sorry, I haven't read the book. Is there anything in the back? Let's see. No. I don't know why, but somebody sold this. They're like, oh, this is Image's cyber kind of sci-fi magazine anthology. Kind of pitched it to me like as a little bit of like a heavy metal sort of thing. It is oversized, The artwork is beautiful and stunning. It does look like batshit crazy cyber science fiction. That is 100% accurate. Let's see. The hacker wars are over. The black hats won. Who will save us from the world that's coming? That is kind of what I read from The Future is asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. There is 5 different covers, and it's a bold commitment because it's 60 issues of an ongoing saga, which is crazy. Each issue, or at least issue number 1, issue number 1 is 100 pages for $13.37. I don't know the significance of that number. Maybe once I read the book. $13.37 is the first issue of this 100-page comic book.
Leet.
And if you what?
Leet.
1337?
Leads.
Leet.
Does that mean something?
Carry on.
Anyway.
Nerdsplain it.
Nerdsplain it, yeah. Future issues are 404, which is, they're very specific with the numbers. I want to say that has something to do with the story here. But
let them cook.
This looks awesome. It looks beautiful. I'm very excited about it. I guess, yeah, black hat hackers won the war, the cyber war that we didn't know was going on. Let's see. Actually, the beginning pages says you cannot escape tech. It is everywhere you are. I was just having this conversation at the family reunion, by the way. Tech is everywhere. Get out. Oh, it is. I didn't tell Tommy Jeff that, by the way, that anytime you see Diddy eating the vape, you gotta cut to the shot.
No,
I should have.
He's my ally.
Sorry.
I don't know what you guys talk about.
Let him nerdsplain.
So 1337 is elite, and elite is just like shorthand for someone who's really good at programming or hacking or something, which goes in line with what the concept of the story is. So 1337 is just like, it's like leet speak, like, oh, you're just like speaking in like computer.
That's cool.
So like that's the intentionality behind it.
And then the 404, I'm assuming is the error of something not found.
404 is going to be the error page.
Fuck, I love this book already.
Yeah,
but it's a commitment. 100 pages for 1337. Yeah, it's like, thanks to augmented reality AR rigs implanted in your skull, pixelating the line between internet and reality, most people use sprites, often animal avatars, to interact directly with the virtual world. Your life has been programmed by those who know the code, but you are not alone. The mysterious Wheeler leads the vigilante Black Mountain collective of freebooters, hackers unaffiliated with any big biz or criminal organization, it actually says, or criminal org. Masterless cyber samurais bound only by their moral code to fight from the shadows to save those about to be lost to this inhuman system. Remember, this present day may seem grim, but the future is not certain. The future is hope. Cool. Holy shit. This all just happened in real time. I'm so on board for this. And I'm like very like looking at the artwork in this book. I think the other book that it kind of reminds me a little bit of the other book that really appealed to me was that the Super Science number 0. This got some amazing artwork in it as well.
Now, if only you could take that knowledge and open it for the first time again, so you could have the proper reaction.
Yeah, no. Well, no, I was reacting negatively to that other book.
Oh, was it the
But
other
I'll tell
book?
you, for me, what wins this haul, and it's like the things that will firstly, out of all the things, probably be first in my pile, is going to be this Whatever Happened to Crimson Justice, Sleep, and the future is asterisk, 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 asterisk. Well, these are the 3. And, I mean, of course, what if Donald Duck became Iron Man?
It was cute.
We did read a comic, and we are revisiting a comic. I think Tommy Jeff has my number 1, but we deep dove into Carla Wyzgala and Justin Tauch's Skull Masquerade. I got into to issue 2, by the way, which I loved. You can check this out. I think you can go directly to Carla's website as well, and it should have all of the links to the Patreon if you want to join the Cat Club, as it says on here. If you want to find the comics, the first 5 issues that now exist, beautifully printed, of Skull Masquerade. And the website is, I should give it to you. It's Carla Shuns at CarlaTions, carlashuns.com, where you can kind of find issues of Skull Masquerade. I love we kind of talked about it and we just talked a reel about it today because I was like blown back by this book. It's stunning. But the way they're pushing it is Labyrinth meets Sailor Moon in a down the rabbit hole dark fantasy. Skull Masquerade is the exciting watercolor comic created by Carla Wyzgala and Justin Tauch, telling a gothic tale of Dahlia Nix, the Lady of the Black Cat Skull. The husband and wife creative team. I'm honestly, I even told them, I'm like, man, I'm proud to say I know you guys. This is a beautiful book, and you should be very proud of it. Are developing a magical, macabre adventure for the beloved skull-masked heroine of Carla's artwork, and the monstrous villains that they must battle. All in the glorious hand-painted watercolors. Yeah, so Carla, if you go to cons, Carla is usually there, and she has these beautiful hand-painted watercolor, kind of burlesque, macabre characters, and her and Justin, her husband, came together to give backstory to one of her more popular works of art. And it is fantastic. And I told Tommy Jeff, I'm like, Tommy Jeff, you're a fan of Somna. You may love this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it does give me kind of the Somna vibes in the way that this, like, the artwork is put together. Let me see. I have some images here that I should probably put on the screen. But it is stunningly beautiful. Hand painted watercolors, exactly right. Very Victorian, macabre. My favorite part, lots of cats.
Oh yeah.
If you're into cats,
you sure like cats.
You're gonna. There's two of them that roam around in here. I'm gonna put this image up, but so you can kind of get a little glimpse of Carla's super trade.
One cat, no Ember.
Oh no, you haven't gotten that deep into the book, but yeah, it's a lot of cats in this book.
Ooh.
And they're all super awesome and magical.
Did you read more than one?
No, I only read the one that you currently have with you. You and I read the same one.
I don't. If this book is not at a comic book shop, I will implore comic book owners. I do know Comic Book Hideout in Fullerton. Awesome shop. One of my favorite shops in Orange County, actually. Shout out to everybody that works there. Super amazing humans. Super awesome shop. I don't know if it's Old Town Fullerton, but they're super awesome. I want to say they had a sign-in with Carla at some point, so you may be able to find some issues of Skull Masquerade at that comic shop. But if it's not at your comic shop, you can order it from Carla's website, or you should demand it at your comic shop. But Diddy, what's your vibe?
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I'm gonna steal all the copies from you. No, I'm gonna go buy them because I want to support them. It's amazing. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait to see what happens. But I was saying earlier that it felt like it says Labyrinth and Into the Rabbit Hole, which I said it was like a gothic intro to like a D&D game, because it was like this adventure that she's starting. She has no idea where she's at or who these people are.
I love that trope.
And it's like, roll to see if you go with her kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then she keeps following this person, and it's just I can't wait to see where it goes. And then this person that she's following is like super cool and badass.
It does feel, I love that. It does feel like that.
It does. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about that too is like what I like about it, because I got that same feeling, is like there's a line in there that's like, well, how do I know I can trust you? And the person just goes, that's the thing about trust. Mm-hmm. And I loved it. Yeah. Because that's kind of like with D&D, like you just got to trust. You just
got to go with it.
It's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's not how trust works. Kind of, I think is the line. It's not how trust.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah. That's exactly right. As soon as you said that, I'm like, that's check out.
But they said like Labyrinth, Into the Rabbit Hole, which also very much feels like that. And I'm super excited. It's gorgeous.
It is.
And I love every part of it.
I love that the first couple of pages of it is just really focusing on the art and like the scene and the area around her. Yeah. I think I just absolutely loved it, because like I opened it and I immediately looked at Pablo and I was like, this is gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What Justin also told me is like issue 4 and 5 are he's like the payoff, but I love the idea I like exactly that. Like, it's like you're waking up, you don't know what's going on. There's a Tarantino quote about how a good story unfolds, right? And that's what I really like about that. It's like things aren't spelled out for you. The story does unfold. You literally wake up with the character, not knowing anything. It's like, I don't have any previous memory. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. And that's such a really cool way to have a story unfold.
Yeah.
Because you're like kind of creating a connection with that character automatically.
You're going on this journey with them.
You're going on the journey with them. Yeah. So it's like we all kind of, I don't know if we can all empathize with what it's like waking up, not knowing where you are.
What the hell?
What happened? Unless you pound 17 light beers opposed to 9 IPAs.
What is this?
I don't know.
What are you doing right now?
This is the payback right now for you. How dare you like Bohemian Rhapsody? It's a whitewashed version of that story. Freddy deserved better. I'm very excited about that book. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm on issue 2, so I won't spoil issue 1 for you. But Tommy, Jeff, what other feelings or thoughts are you? Is this Somna level for you? Am I speaking out of term for that?
I mean, well, I guess it depends.
It's a different story.
Like, it's a completely different story.
It's still sexy,
dude. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm curious to see how it all happens. The last page where the last page of it is like or the second to last page, she goes, "Why don't you go in? The others are waiting." And then he goes to the last page and you just see like the panel of like all of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like that immediately went like I knew I wanted to read the second one, just reading it. And then that comes to it and it's just like, I kind of need this.
All these interesting characters.
Yeah, because like there's way too many questions I have now.
Yeah.
The other thing you mentioned, you're like, I think I forgot. I'm sorry, I fell down a pothole here just now. No. You mentioned you're like, oh, this is an easy read, and I love that because it's a very fluid read. I don't know. There's no credit to lettering. I'm gonna assume Carla does all the lettering.
But I love the lettering.
The lettering is fantastic, and that is a minor thing that you don't realize makes a world of difference within certain comics. But the lettering in this book is fantastic, stunningly beautiful. And it is I'm trying to pull up I guess an image.
The lettering and the dialogue, like the
dialogue itself,
it's easy to read, but like there may not necessarily be a whole lot to it. In like terms of like there's not a lot of words to read, but it's impactful.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes less is more, and you're getting all of it.
Yeah.
You're getting the whole story.
Yeah.
All the like emotions and everything, the whole wild ride, you're getting it.
Yeah, because all the questions that are being like you're asking yourself while reading this is like when you get to that last page, you're like, oh my God, this is all gonna be answered.
Yeah. There's definitely, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say this is Carla and Justin's first book, but clearly like have a really great understanding of the medium because the fluidity of even the way that the panels are laid out like works beautifully.
Yeah, this seems like old hat, like they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, like there was intentionality or vision there
for
already.
sure.
Like, I'll be honest, I didn't realize this was their first one until like right now.
Yeah,
like you guys say, like you saying that, like I did not realize.
I could be wrong, but I mean, Carla, like I said, has been painting and creating these beautiful characters and doing stuff in watercolor, but I don't know if this is her first full comic book or not.
And it's a collaboration though too, so it's like it's really cool.
How cute is that too? A little
I love
it. Collab.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on issue 2. I won't spoil it for you guys.
As fuck.
And it's goth as fuck. Definitely go to carlations.com and check out. You can buy all 5 issues right now. I love having the single issues. And then what's cool too is she also posted like really cool like cosplayers dressed up as some of these characters. Sick. So already building kind of a nice little sort of niche fan base. And if you probably ever, I guess, see some of these cosplayers, you instantly be like, whoa, that's some badass cosplay. But it's so good.
Damn.
So cool. Good. I'm very excited to read through this. And then, Diddy, if you want to, or Tommy, Jeff, if you want to borrow mine.
Dibs.
That's fine. I'll read it after you. Okay.
I'm very excited. I'm hoping that they come out with like a deluxe. Like
I'll bring them back. I'm
something.
just kidding. I'll bring them back.
But this is for sure the type of thing that I would get single issues for. share with friends, and buy a deluxe hardcover with
sure.
a really awesome introductory comic book if you're into this sort of like, I guess D&D unfolding story, gothic sort of Victorian aesthetics,
steampunky,
steam
in the sense that it's like goth and Victorian.
Yeah, and stunning hand painted watercolors.
Yep.
Like so good. I wonder how long it took them. At some point, we'll get Carla and Justin. We will grill them all with all the questions. Yeah, check it out. It's called Mascaraed. Relations.com.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Diddy's got to pee it by this point.
I'm chilling.
P Diddy.
Oh, I fucking knew it.
Way to call her out.
I fucking knew it.
Diddy, where can we find you on social media?
Here at Deeper Issues Nerdcast or Live.Julian on other social platforms.
Yeah.
But here.
Yelling
at Pablo.
Yeah.
You know what?
You two both yell at each other.
Rap thing. Why are you defending Bohemian Rhapsody's that movie's? I don't. You're defending the attractive people in Hollywood.
Don't start that again.
So I'm Tommy Jeff. You can find me exclusively here on Deeper Issues Nerdcast.
Back, baby.
And you can also find me on, I guess, Instagram at the Tommy Jeff.
The Tommy Jeff.
You can thank the podcast for it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Instagram. We forced him. My name is Pablo and the rest of us. This was the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I am 100% now just stalling and trying to speak as slowly as possible till I can get my main credits pulled up here because I lost them because Diddy got so hot previously that it booted us off of the...
Wow. Why are you trying to blame this on me?
That it booted us off, and then I lost all the things that I had queued up here on StreamYard.
Sounds like a Pablo problem.
Actually, you know what? We're on audio now. And I hate to be I hate saying this sort of stuff, but it does help us out if you do give us a 5-star review. If you go hit that little subscribe button, if you're watching us on YouTube, hitting that little bell icon, hitting that little plus, dropping a little comment, all those things do help us out tremendously.
And we have an event coming up.
Holy smokes, Diddy. What am I thinking?
What the hell?
We do have an event coming up. Dang it. Where do I have that pulled up here ready to go? I'm such a slacker on that. I will post about it. We have at Que Sera in Long Beach on June 13th. Doors open at 9. Show starts at 10. Nathan Haskell, New Orleans' own Alfred Banks, the Lomita legend, formerly known as the Hermosa Beach original, and now the Lomita legend, Nathan Haskell. He's going to hate that I said that, by the way, which makes it even funnier.
What's the dress code?
Cash. It's at Que Sera in Long Beach.
I want to get fancy.
Let's get fancy. I'll wear a bow tie.
Okay.
Wait, well,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll come with a bow tie.
Let's dress up. We'll be there.
Red carpet.
Really good
ready.
music will be there.
Hell yeah.
At this great venue, we do have some more fun little stuff. And you know what? We'll give away comics at Que Sera.
Oh, there we go.
Straight up.
That's what we're doing.
Done.
If you come to Que Sera, I will advertise next week what we will be giving out. You can pre-order now on Alfred Banks's website or his Bandcamp there. You can pre-order tickets. They're $12 to pre-order, $15 at the door. But we will be giving stuff away, actually. You come find us at Que Sera, and we will have some really dope comic capsule, signed, limited edition comics that we will give out.
And stickers with Pablo's face on them.
And we'll hopefully get new stickers by then. Hey, listen, we're working on it, okay? I got to get in touch with our branding guy.
I think it's good.
The stickers?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. They're well, we'll have them.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Come check us out. We'll be there listening to some good music. Until
red carpet ready.
Red carpet ready. Yeah. So that wraps up this episode of the Deep down a little bit. Until next time, be kind, don't mind, and may all of your issues be